Oh, don't know I made that noise, but give me 1 second. I just realized I probably should check to make sure the microphone is up. It is on the wrong setting. Give me 1 second, and then we'll give a proper intro. Ah! Ah! Yes, anyways, hello. Welcome to the stream. At the beginning of the stream, I'd like to go ahead and give a little bit of introduction. So this is a Catholic gaming stream. That means there'll be prayer, discussions about theology, saints, or various Catholic readings, and discussions about going on in the church. There'll also be discussions about the games played to fit theologically wise or with church teachings as we play them. This is a stream for everyone, but you have to be respectful of everyone here. If you have a question about the church, please feel free to ask. I'm only a layperson, however, so I need to find this by asking my priest. Doing research on calling Catholic Answers Live, that's what makes you time. If you have a prayer request, please feel free to post it. If you're from other streaming channels run by Catholics, then you are in luck. Whether it is Interceptors My Dog Productions, The Punching, Fortitude, Beard Levins, Matt 317, Mr. Bushido, Arcalian Papa, Father Sammy Beardsley, Catholic Answers Live, This Catholic, True Great Catholic, Yogurt Archangel, Joyful Mind. I still need to update that because Joyfuls is outdated. It should be Joyfuls Arcade now. P. Tony, Savage 99, Blue Soda, True Great Catholic, K-Martinator, Yukin, and Catholic Brit. Thank you very much. God bless. Remember that God loves each and every one of you. Go and sin no more. Somebody remind me to go ahead and actually, do the thing with updating tomorrow because I'm awful about remembering that. I mean, I'm not actually saying anybody remind me, but I'm hoping I actually remember because I do have a bad habit of not remembering. So, based on me, not on nobody else. Anyways, these are the readings for January 15th, 2023, for the second Sunday in Ordinary Time. The first reading for today is from Isaiah chapter 49, verse 3, as well as 5 through 6. The Lord said to me, "You are my servant, Israel, through whom I show my glory. Now the Lord has spoken, who formed me as his servant from the womb, that Jacob may be brought back to him, and Israel gathered to him. Pardon me. And I am made glorious in the sight of the Lord. And my God is now my strength. It is too little, the Lord says, for you to be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and restore the survivors of Israel. I will make you light to the nations, that my salvation may reach the ends of the earth." The psalm for today is Psalm 40. "Here am I, Lord, I come to do your will. I have waited for the Lord, and he stooped toward me and heard my cry. And he put a new song to my mouth, a hymn to our God. Here am I, Lord, I come to do your will. Sacrifice or offering you wish not, but ears open to obedience you gave me. Holocaust or sin offerings you sought not. Then I said, Behold, I come. Here I am, Lord, I come to do your will. In the written scroll it is prescribed for me. To do your will, O my God, is my delight, and your law is within my heart. Here am I, Lord, I come to do your will. I announce your justice in the vast assembly. I did not restrain my lips, as you, O Lord, know. Here am I, Lord, I come to do your will." The second reading for today is from 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 1 through 3. 1 Corinthians 1, chapter 1 through 3. No, I said that right. Okay. "Paul, called to be an apostle of Christ Jesus by the will of God, and Sosthenes, our brother, to the church of God that is in Corinth. To you who have been sanctified in Christ Jesus, called to be holy, with all those everywhere who call upon the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, their Lord and ours. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ." Alleluia, alleluia. "The word of God became flesh and dwelt among us. To those who accepted him, he gave power to become children of God. Alleluia, alleluia." The gospel for today is from John chapter 1, verse 29 through 34. "John the Baptist saw Jesus coming toward him and said, Behold, the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. He is the one of whom I said, A man is coming after me who ranks ahead of me, because he existed before me. I did not know him, but the reason why I came baptizing with water was that he might be made known to Israel. John testified further, saying, I saw the Spirit come down like a dove from heaven, and remain upon him. I did not know him, but the one who sent me to baptize with water told me, On whomever you see the Spirit come down and remain, he is the one who will baptize with the Holy Spirit, and I have seen and testified that he is the Son of God. The word of the Lord. Praise be to you, Lord Jesus Christ. In the name of Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen." In a second, I realized I forgot to open one thing. So doing that really quickly. Okay, know what's going on. Do not like it. There we go. Should be good now. Gotta move this water bottle. Is he in the way? Now, I think we'll start off with a little bit of April's diary. And then, while we do that, we'll have a little bit of honey-flavored whiskey, I think. Because it's Sunday. I know typically I drink on Sunday with my friends, but we're not doing multiplayer stuff tonight, and I still want to drink. But I did say that we go ahead and read April's diary, and there is a little bit of stuff that we can gather from before the game actually started, and we can get a little bit more of how April's thinking, etc., etc. It's actually interesting, at least in my opinion. So, April 14th, 22... Oh, hold on, I gotta turn the desktop audio on before I forget, because that will be important for later. Okay, the audio is coming through. Good. Anyways, April 14th, 2209, a Friday. You know, this would have been a good game to actually start April 14th if I'd thought about it, but too late now. Say la vie. Happy birthday to me, the big 1-8. Join us, right? Well, not to sound like a complete spoil sport, but 18 feels kind of like 17. Only I can buy a gun, pilot hovercraft. Isn't that what life's all about sometimes, April? I kind of figured that the number 18 would cast light into the deep dark chasm of my soul and reveal some grand truth about the universe. Like the meaning of life, or at least some explanation as to why all guys are complete idiots. But, no. Nothing. Ooh. I'm the same person today that I was yesterday. No different. Same old born April, stuck in the same old boring life. Which, of course, does make me realize something important. I just have to get out of here soon. I have to leave. There's nothing here for me. No future and a past I prefer to forget. I know where I want to go. The Venice Academy of the Visual Arts in Newport. Goodness knows that they'll accept me into their fall program, but I have to try. Sarah went out there last year, and she's agreed to let me stay at her place for a short while until I can get a job and an apartment. Writing about leaving is both scary and exciting. It's scary because I've never really been on my own before, and I've never been to Newport. And of course, I'm scared that good old Daddy will find out and force me to stay. Not that he can, but he will certainly try. On the other hand, it's really exciting too. I can't imagine anything that beats starting my own life in a place like Venice. From what I've seen and heard, it looks great. There are lots of little cafes and crisscrossing canals, just like in the real Venice in Italy. And most of the people who live there are young and creative and not afraid to look or sound or be different, which will make a nice change from this place. I mean, April, that's not always a good thing. It's not bad to go ahead and be yourself, but to just do it to try to piss people off isn't so good. But that takes a while to learn, doesn't it? I know it took me a while to learn. Anyways, April 22nd. Today I called the academy and asked them about their admission requirements. And they told me to bring some of my work in when you arrive. They don't really have any specific requirements, only that you're talented and dedicated and hardworking. The lady I spoke to sounded nice, but she didn't make any promises. She told me there are a lot of applicants and only a limited amount of spaces. I know my work's good, even though I haven't had much training, and I'm definitely dedicated and hardworking, so why am I still nervous? May 1st. I'm sorry I haven't kept up with events in this diary, but with my exams and everything else going on right before graduation, I haven't had the time. I know, bad excuse. I'll just have to take I'll just have to take time out too, and I'll definitely keep my diary up to date from now on. May 25th. Ah! 3 weeks of complete silence. I look back at my previous diaries and I wonder, where the hell did I find the time to write so much, so often? Oh well, I'll try and remember what's been going on these past few weeks. I passed all my exams with straight A's, of course. Of course, Jay? Of course, all. And tomorrow morning, leaving home. Yes, I'm making a leap into the great unknown. And I'm never coming back here. I withdrew all my money from the bank. $2,190, and I packed a suitcase and a bag with my clothes and work samples, and books and anything else I can't do without. Unfortunately, I have to leave so much. My old toys, some of the bigger canvases, my screen. And it's not like I can have Mom ship them or anything. I'm leaving a letter for my family, but I'm not telling them where I'm going. 18 years under constant scrutiny is enough. I really don't want to carry any of that crap with me into my new life. Strangely enough, when I was packing this morning, I suddenly remembered something I'd forgotten a long time ago. When I was a kid, I kept all my drawings in a box under the floorboards so my dad wouldn't find them and berate me for wasting my time. The box was right where I put it, more than 6 years ago. I didn't feel like looking at any of the drawings right away, so I wrapped the box up and stuck it in my bag. I'll open it when I get to Venice. I don't think this is the right time for nostalgic reminiscence about my childhood, but I'm glad I remembered to pack the box. So tonight's the night. I'm sneaking out of here at 4 a.m. to catch the train to Greenvale, and from there on to the big city itself, Newport. At dinner tonight, I'll see Mom, Dad, Daniel, and Owen for the last time in a long while. I don't really care if I ever see Dad again, but I feel sorry for Mom. She doesn't seem to care much for me, but I know she'll miss me. I know she'll feel very guilty for turning a blind eye to the way he treated me throughout all those years. As for Danny and Owen, I don't really know. Danny's an asshole. He could theoretically improve, though I doubt he wants to. As for Owen, he's still a kid. He might turn out okay, but as long as Dad's in control, I'm not too optimistic. I'm going to the pond tonight to say goodbye. I haven't been there in a long while, not since that crazy day. Well, I have to see it one last time, or I'll never get out of my head. As for my friends, I don't really want to say anything. I'll mail them when I get to Newport, to Venice. So this is the last entry right here in this house, in this room. I'll miss some, in some strange way. Can't really understand. I'll miss it. Not much, but I did grow up here. I did spend 18 years, oh my goodness, in this place. And that's not soon forgotten or ignored. I don't want to feel bad for what I'm doing, but I can't help it. I do feel a little. But more than anything, I'm excited about what tomorrow will bring. I think, yeah, I believe I might actually be happy. Imagine that. Friday, July 28th, 2209. Way too early in the morning. I won't even try to describe the dream I had last night. Like, enough with the fairy tales already. I need to start dreaming about boys and shopping. You know, the important things in life. You're forgetting God, April, the biggest importance in life. I just... Wow. It just dawned on me that the student exhibition opens in less than 2 weeks. My painting, and I mean that in the broadest sense of the word, is not even close to being presentable. Even that's an overstatement. All I have is a blank canvas, and while that may fool some people like in, whoa, one expressive statement of nothingness, it won't fool my teachers. So today I have to put in a solid 6 hours of work at the studio, and just hope that inspiration will strike me like lightning from the sky. It could happen. Friday morning, again. Okay, so I'm like on my way to school. I'm half asleep. I'm hot. The weather's been unbearable these past few days, to say the least, and I just want to get to the studio as soon as possible. Then this guy, Cortez, who's sitting outside the house like he does every single day, pulls me over. Fine. Okay. I got nothing against the guy. Personally, I make small talk about the weather, just trying to get it over with, and then... How would he know that I've been having nightmares, unless Emma or Charlie or Fiona told him? I know they wouldn't have. How could he know? I know he's nuts, but to think that I have some kind of destiny? This guy's been doing too many raptures, or whatever they popped back when he was double digits. It's Friday afternoon, and I actually got some work done on my painting this morning. What a shocker, right? What triggered this avalanche? Okay, it was more like a light drizzle, to be honest. Of creativity? The cup of cocoa I had last night? The weather? My pent-up sexual desires? And my dreams? More. Well, the one before the dreams. Sure, a nightmare. I mean, admittedly, don't get me wrong. That isn't necessarily wrong. I just don't want to hear about it. That's more so where I'm going with that one. Sure, a nightmare about a talking tree. Wait, no, a wood spirit, a female dragon, and a... What? A chaos vortex? A meatball. That's surely some kind of creative juices. Yeah, right. Okay, so I work on my painting for a few hours, and then Emma drops by and drops this bomb on me. This person. Cortez. He wants to meet me. Not only that, he doesn't just come out and say where he wants to meet me. No, he gives Emma a riddle for me to solve. Where kids visualize their dreams. Oh boy. The guy's nuts. He can just wait where kids visualize their dreams for the rest of the summer as far as I'm concerned. So I'm finally snapped and gone to the deep end. I just knew my nightmares would fry my brain cells eventually. But never imagined I'd start seeing things. But there it was, as clear as the day. And I'm thinking, should I go get myself committed now or after dinner? Because April, girl, I gotta tell you, what you saw today is not exactly the product of a healthy mind. All those sculptures don't just come to life without there being drugs or plain old looniness involved. But then again, if I am insane, why aren't I seeing fluffy pink rabbits right now? How come nobody has noticed anything weird about me? I think maybe, and I hate to say this, I think maybe I gotta talk to this Cortez guy after all. Because he did say something about my nightmares coming to life. Okay, now I know I'm going crazy. Turns out that where kids visualize their dreams, it's an exhibition called Growing Pains at the Roma Gallery. That's down by the Watertown Bridge in West Venice. Too far to walk. I have to take the subway. It's an exhibition of work by inner-city kids, and I guess the theme is dreams, which by some strange twist of fate is what everything's about today. So the Roma Gallery it is. Can't say I'm looking forward to it. Senor Cortez is just a little too creepy for comfort, but I'm desperate in need of some answers, so it's bye-bye to choice. Hello, destiny. Whoa, whoa. Just a tiny little reminder here, April Ryan. You're working tonight. Don't forget, big remember sign. Stan will kick your butt if you don't show up on time. So there. Apparently, Sandra, the swell little girl I love so very, very much, she out sick again. She out sick again. I cut back on those raptures already, or not. I don't mind getting her paycheck. Still Friday. This is a busy day for Dear Diary. A busy and weird day, late afternoon. Cortez is, how should I put this nicely, completely and totally out there. I mean, he goes on and on about the truth of art, and then it turns out that that's not the reason he wants to talk to me. But does he tell me why it's so urgent to see each other? No, he says that'll have to wait until tomorrow. Right. Yeah. As if. There's something strange going on. I know that. And it's obvious that it isn't just me losing touch with reality. Why would Cortez be involved if that's the case? So what the hell is happening? And does Cortez actually have some answers? I so don't want to hook up with the guy again. He freaks me out big time. But I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking, do I have a choice? Do I? Saturday, July 29th, 2209. In a few hundred years, when my great-grandchildren rummage through the attic and find this book, they're probably going to have a ball. I'm not even sure if I want to write about what happened last night, because chances are I will never forget, ever. Future generations will likely be better off not knowing. But I'm sure now that whatever's going on, it's not just in my head. It's in everybody's head. Last night was proof positive of that, which begs the question. The things I've seen. My dreams, what's real and what's not. I'm afraid the only person who might be able to answer that question is Cortez. How's that for irony? That in order to prove to myself that I'm not going mad, I have to talk to the one person I'm sure is totally insane. What a great way to start the weekend. I made myself one solemn promise regarding this diary. On the day I first met him, I swore that Zach Lee would never, ever, ever be mentioned in this book. Ever. Whoops. Well, promises are made to be broken, right? I just wish I didn't have to break this one. It's not because he's an asshole. He is, but that's not what bothers me. It's not because he's constantly hitting me either, or because he lives right across the hall. Every time I take a shower, he just happens to wander to the bathroom. Or because he's less mature than a spoiled 4-year-old, and with the vocabulary and imagination of a 14-year-old. No. The thing about Zach that bothers me the most is that he's so smug about himself. He thinks he's the bomb. Yeah. Hey, Holmes, how are you? That's the F, the Zigbar. How you doing, Holmes? Did I ask? Yeah, I think I did. No matter what I say to discourage him, he doesn't get it. Asking him for help goes against everything I believe in, but apparently, if I want to find Cortez anytime soon, I don't have a choice. This is so humiliating. Well, let's get to when we go to start, and then I'll take another sip. Oh, pardon me. According to Zach, I can find Cortez uptown, right off Metro Circle, at a movie theater called Mercury Theater. Even I know that's an Orson Welles reference. Makes sense, because I remember him saying something about old movies yesterday morning. I'll have to catch the subway to get there. Oh, I can't wait. I so love Metro Circle. The prostitutes, the drug dealers, the decomposing garbage, the tourists. Oh, yeah. Sweet. Note to self, next time you promise to go on a date with Zach Lee, bring somebody along to put a bullet through your head. Like, duh. I guess technically it's Arcadia, but we'll go ahead and... In Arcadia, is it still Saturday? Do they even have Saturdays here? And why am I not screaming and frothing and tearing my hair out when I obviously should be? When confronted with the impossible, isn't your mind supposed to just... Perhaps I've had so many vivid dreams about... Okay, wow, I don't even know if dreams is the right word anymore. Visions, perhaps? Or even better, premonitions. That's in keeping with the theme of this place. Oh, that's the wrong button. Hold on.
Magic.
I think it's this one.
Magic.
I mean, you know, M for magic makes sense, but we have moon face on M. It's F for Fairly Odd Parents. Oh yeah, magic. Apparently I'm simply supposed to accept without question that magic does exist. Which is impossible, but clearly not impossible enough, because here, there is magic. Wherever here is, I've written more on the next page. Still, in the face of all this strangeness, I feel normal. For some weird, inexplicable reason, and even though I've still to wrap my head around the concept, I accept this place. It feels comfortably and familiar, in a distant, hazy way. Even though I want to go home, like right now, not panicky, not at all. Just a little bit. Oh, and I should write that name down before I forget it. Brian Westhouse. That's the last thing Cortez told me, to visit Brian Westhouse whenever I wanted to go home. I've just been told the story of balance by Vestrum Tobias. I figure I should try to write this down while I remember bits and pieces of it. Talk about cryptic history. Tobias lost me somewhere around the 12 and the 1. Like, excuse me? What? But I think I got the gist of it. There are two worlds. One is Stark, the world of science, what I call Earth. And there's Arcadia, the world of magic. What people here call Earth. Two Earths. then which gets a little confusing, but not half as confusing as what came after. A long, long time ago, there was just one Earth. And this Earth had been both magic and science. Give me 1 second, Hump. I'm going to finish this page and I will read your comment. But me and Kant has always had a habit of screwing things up. Don't know why I'm using that voice. And this is what they did on the original Earth. They got too powerful, learned how to move stars and be gods. There's only one god, so that's impossible, April. Continue on. By combining the powers of magic and science, so an alien race called the Drake Kin decided to interfere to prevent mankind from destroying their own world. Stuck off at a storm, but mostly better. Spent most of the day writing up a setting and adventures for Castigant, the Castlevania-inspired tabletop role-playing game Cake Rusher. Oh, interesting. That should be fun, then. No more honey-flavored whiskey. Shame. Goes down a little bit strong, but once it gets down your throat, it actually feels really good. Which I can totally feel right now. One of the so-called kin founded this religious movement called the Sentinel, or the Fathers, who are self-appointed watchers over the balance between magic and science. The Sentinel were instrumental in dividing the Earth into 2 dimensions, Stark and Arcadia, science and magic. They also put a woman in charge of controlling and channeling the balance between the 2 worlds, a guardian of the balance who lives in a tower in a sort of in-between realm. He is replaced every 1,000 years by new guardian. So then life goes on for like thousands of years until the Sentinels start squabbling internally, and the Sentinel priests and Stark decide to break with their Arcadian friends. Found this new cult, or whatever, called the Vanguard. The Vanguard want the worlds reunited, and they plan to do this by controlling the Guardian himself, or herself. This is what they've been doing for a few hundred years now. Destroying potential Guardians by performing experiments on them, or something. My hand is starting to cramp up. I'm amazed I even remember half of this. Don't blame you, April, it's hard to remember stuff like this. Anyways, the current Guardian couldn't stay any longer, and he left his tower in the middle of nowhere, and now the balance is in danger. I should really get the courage, the cowardly dog, into the middle of nowhere. Apparently, because I think that I could probably get enough use out of that. Apparently, Chaos can really do some serious damage to both Stark and Arcadia, which does remind me of my dream. I'm not sure that's the right word anymore. But the black chaos thingy, the meatball, the Langoliers that attacked me. That's probably a sign of what's going to happen if somebody doesn't do something to save the balance. Now I'm sensing this coming in because that's how it always goes in these things. That somebody is me. Because apparently I'm a strong shifter. Somebody has to find the Guardian, get him back in the tower to save the balance, and then do something about the Vanguard. Get them to see that they're screwing with things they shouldn't be screwing with. Hey, easy. I do that kind of stuff before breakfast. Saturday afternoon. Right, so I get back, no easy task, believe you me. And Cortez proceeds to finally tell me everything. And we have a plan, which sounds good to me, but then I really don't have much experience with plans. I'm usually like, let's do whatever, but now we have a plan, with a capital P even. Okay, so we, as in Cortez and myself, have to find this Guardian guy, the key to his realm, an old stone disc with 4 jewels, and the way back into that place, because apparently nobody knows where it is. Duh. And while all this is going on, I'm supposed to restore balance to chaos, and to do the laundry. Probably. To think that 2 days ago, all I had to remember was whether a customer ordered a double decaf latte or a low-fat cappuccino. There's a lot to be said for simple ignorance. Anyways, tomorrow morning I'm off to find whatever information I can on the Vanguard. Yay. Sunday, July 30th, 2209. Sundays are made for sleeping in. Sundays are made for walking around in baggy clothes, watching movies, nursing headaches, hanging out with your friends at the cafe. Sundays are not made for going to the worst neighborhood in town to find a kid who might be able to give you the information necessary to infiltrate a powerful cult that plans to take over the known universe. That's what Mondays are for. Okay. So the world's in mortal danger, and the only thing standing in the way of total chaos is me. This morning I have to go to Hope Street to talk to this priest called Raoul at the cathedral, so he can tell me where I can find Warren Hughes. Dear Diary, note to self, the next time anybody says the word destiny, run like hell. Oh, nice! I was going to start reading one of Pope Benedict XVI's books. His Jesus trilogy? I can't remember what the official title for it is, but I've read 2 of the 3. And it's like, now seems like a good time to get to that 3rd one, so we'll be going... I'll be reading the infancy narrative here before too long. Okay.
It's kind of unsettling to be so aware of myself all the time.
Ah. Oh, hello, Zach.
What the fuck was your glitch last night, bitch?
I'm sorry? What did you call me?
I take you to a top-class club, wine you and dine you, and you slap me in the fucking face?
Did you ask yourself why I slapped you, Zach?
I don't
No.
fucking care. You'll regret fucking with me, bitch. I can promise you that.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed them. How are you doing, by the way, Interceptor? Yeah, I've enjoyed both of them. It's been a while since I've read the first two.
I'm sorry, Zach.
Sorry? Sorry doesn't fucking cut it, April Ryan. You should have thought about the consequences of your actions before it was too late. You'll be sorry you ever crossed me.
Okay, Zach.
That's Zach's room. I've never been in there, and I pray I never will.
I did really enjoy it, though. I definitely do want to read more of
Nobody
Pope
home.
Benedict XVI's writing.
No, I don't think I'd appreciate the FUB barging in on me right now.
Well, if you told them you were Zach. Rescue Aid Society. Hands held high, touch the sky. Do 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 do.
It's our screen. They really knew. They really knew how to do.
I don't know why I decided to click that so many times, but I did. But yeah, the infancy narrative's the only one I haven't read. I've been meaning to read it for a while, and now seems like a really potent time to do that, to be quite honest. Poignant? Poignant. Potent doesn't sound like the right word. Poignant, however. Hey, this is 37.5% alcohol. Yeah, that explains a bit. To be honest, I thought it was like 20%. Hey, it's Charlie. You're missing parts of your arm, man. Might want to get that looked up,
to
but
say it, but I don't have time to talk to Charlie right now.
you sure?
I hate to say it.
Well, doesn't look like there's really anybody else in here, so okay. But yeah, I've been making my way through the two towers as well again, so I've been doing that. I read a little slower these days than I should, just because there's no time. I wish there was more time. I miss having more time. Back when I was younger and didn't have a job or a son. Don't get me wrong, at the same time, I enjoy both of those things because without the job, I can't afford things I want to afford, like Pokemon cards, theology books, food, house, etc., etc. But at the same time, I kind of miss those days. And I also couldn't have my son otherwise, and I'm quite fond of the little guy, to say the least. Okay, nobody else is here. We can go back down to April and just seeing if there's any extra dialogue before we go find Father Raoul. We might actually get to a character that I think Punch will really enjoy tonight, now that I think about it. It's been a while since I've seen him, but I think this is the kind of character Punch would like. To clarify, it's been a while since I've seen this character. Because for whatever reason, I've had this bad habit of playing up to where we do the first transition, and then I stop. Don't know why that is. But we've made it past that, so got that going for me so far. Yeah, as I said, I'd really like to actually go ahead and finish this time. Also, those train noises hurt my ears. I'm sorry. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one. I can understand that, Holmes. As is, I gotta play through some more Bayonetta 3 tomorrow, because I need to play more Bayonetta 3 for my review. I have been pushing it off. Intentionally? I don't think so. So that probably means we'll have to go there later. But not at the moment.
She's gone. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone. Looks like he knows how to use that steel pipe.
It sure do.
From his uniform, I'd say he's one of the West Side gangs. They got recruitment posters all over town.
That accidentally spawned in here originally, didn't it?
Looks
Before
like
it went
he
up.
knows how to use that steel. The boss man. I think he's in trouble. I think he's in trouble. I think he's in trouble. I think he's in trouble.
I'd agree. I'd agree. I'd agree. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know I'm the one that keeps clicking it over, and it was pretty loud. I apologize for that. Like, the rest of the game, you know, at the moment, pretty good. Pretty good. It's in the green. Maybe it's a little loud. Let me... This should be better, honestly. It's still a little yellow. DeLorean? I mean, this is 2209, Homs, so it does make sense. We're way past when the DeLorean would even exist, probably. Where'd the mouse go? There it is. Okay.
Pretty. And considering the neighborhood, it's a miracle that it's still intact. Maybe it's bulletproof stained glass designed for inner-city cathedrals.
Could be. Hold on, I want to exit real quickly. April, why don't you go to the cathedral? There you go. Just want to see if the music comes back. I want to see how loud it is now that we've turned it down a little bit. Oh, it doesn't come back.
I wonder how they light those
unfortunate.
candles. Do they have ladders? Or jetpacks? That's a funky idea. Priests with rockets on their backs. That would give a whole new dimension to evening services.
I would love a priest to have a jetpack, not gonna lie. Not
Maybe
for services,
they're just
but still.
holographic candles. Maybe they're just holographic candles. There's something about stained glass windows that immediately puts me in a spiritual mood. There's something about stained glass...
Yeah. I think I missed this the first time, and it took me a while. Father Raoul, you missed a part of your head!
It's a baby angel. A cherub? He's got a red robe wrapped around his posterior, and he looks to be in a hurry. I can't remember reading about this particular incident in the Bible. Maybe it was in the sequel? Nah. That came out only 5 years ago, and this wall painting looks a lot older than that.
Okay, fair enough. I was going to make a comment on that about it's like, yeah, maybe you just don't recognize it, April, which, I mean, you know, still can't. You know, it could just be inspired. It doesn't have to be specifically from the Bible, but all right, listen, that was a good joke that wasn't being offensive towards religion. I have to give them credit for that. That was pretty good.
It's a wall painting featuring, amongst other things, a cherub and a long red robe.
Don't get me wrong, I love The Longest Journey, but it's been a while, so it's like, what am I going to find in here that I didn't find in here originally?
It's a priest.
Good morning. I'm Father Raoul. You're not a Hope Street regular, are you? I haven't seen you here before.
I don't
I'm glad you
visit
got
the
back your head
neighborhood
back, though,
very
Father.
often. No.
And why should you? It's not a very nice place. This cathedral is all there's left of the hope in Hope Street.
I'm sorry to hear that, Father.
So am I. But we cope. We cope. How may I be of assistance?
Do people still go to church?
Yes, some do. Some do. Religion is pretty resilient.
Religion, sure. But there's so many new religions, and people tend to abandon the old ones, don't they?
They'll be back. The Voltex and the Manus of the world offer only a fleeting chance of material happiness. What they cannot offer is spiritual enlightenment.
So you're not worried about the competition?
We have over 2,000 years of experience and tradition to build on. I don't see us just rolling over on our backs and giving up. No.
Okay, fair enough. Once again, gotta be honest. As I said, while I don't like everything about this game, in particular some of the characters, that's a pretty reasonable answer. I appreciate that. I actually really do. And it's not false, too. I was going to say, that's actually one of the things that Pope Benedict XVI wrote about, how he thinks that the churches will get smaller, but it's not like we're going to roll over. And that eventually it probably will go ahead and flourish again, because it's like, at the moment, aside from just a lot of misunderstandings about the church, the unfortunate scandals, which I really just want to stop happening, not because I want them to stop happening. Well, I do want them to stop happening, that's true, but because of the people they harm, that's why I want them to stop happening. And just a lot of other reasons. It's like, yeah, that sounds right. That's another writing I'd like to read of Pope Benedict XVI. Haven't gotten to that one yet. But there's a lot of readings that I want of his. I've already told my wife that what I want for an Easter present is some books by Pope Benedict XVI, which would be A-okay by me, eh? Then after that, I'll have to figure out some more, because it's like, at the moment, I want to pick up some Benedict XVI. I'd like to pick up some Balthazar. And after that, I'd probably like to pick up the Summa, but the Summa's going to be expensive because it's the Summa.
Do you know a boy named Warren Hughes?
As a matter of fact, I do. The Hugheses were regulars before they traveled to the colonies. Poor Warren was left an orphan by his family. I haven't seen him for years.
Where does Warren live?
I'm not sure he lives anywhere, but he does belong to a Hope Street gang, the Razor Blades, I believe. They seem to congregate just down the street in Building 87. Be careful, though. Although they're far from the worst gang around here, they're not a particularly friendly lot, and they don't care for strangers.
I can take care of myself.
I don't doubt that. Still, be careful.
Where did you say I could find Warren Hughes?
Your best bet would be Building 87, just down the street.
Just down the road! We
Thank
got
you, Father.
boss weapons!
Please come by again if you're ever in the neighborhood.
It's been more than 2 years since my last confession, but no. I'm not in a mood to be counting beads right now, and with my list of, shortcomings, I'll be counting beads for a very long time.
That's kind of the point, April. That way you can go ahead and build upon what you've made the mistake of. But still, at least we do see that April's Catholic,
No,
so got that going for it. Come on.
Not today.
Even if she's
It's a
a fallen away
confessional.
Catholic. She doesn't seem to have any anger, which once again, as I said, April is a pretty well-written character. I have to give them that. It's just that the later games aren't quite as good, unfortunately. But The Longest Journey is really good. I really do like it a lot. I will probably keep saying that multiple times.
87. I think I'll just take the stairs. It's out of order. Nah, he's sweet, but a little too young for me.
I forgot that was the prompt.
It's a boy. Looks to be about 15 or so. Can I talk to you for a minute? What's your name?
What's yours?
April Ryan.
Lucky you.
You know where I can find a kid named Warren Hughes?
Who's asking?
I am.
Warren Hughes. Never heard of him.
Alright, well, I guess you can't help me.
Nope. Nobody can.
What do you mean?
A nice, pretty girl like you in a neighborhood like this, asking all the wrong questions. You're heading for some serious trouble, you know.
I can take care of myself.
Mm-hmm. Sure you can. The thing is, there are 4 guys waiting downstairs for you to come back out, and they can take care of themselves real good.
I'll get to it in a second. Thank you there. I do not. I couldn't remember if I did. I used to. Don't know what happened to them. Best I can give you is a bottle opener. What was that? I'm just... Listen, you came over here looking. It's just like, no. Sir?
I'm not looking for trouble.
Trouble found you, girl.
What do you want from me?
I should have asked you the same question. Except I don't care. You should have thought twice before coming after me.
After you? I didn't come... So you're Warren?
What, like you didn't know?
No.
No.
Cortez told me your name, where to find you, but...
Hold on. Cortez? Old Spanish talking dude. Real crazy in the head?
That's a fair description, yeah.
Shit. You're not a cop. Social services? Corporate?
No, I'm a friend of Cortez. He said to look you up.
Sounds good, Josh.
Cortez
Thank you for the
in a
lurk.
while.
Hope you're
Not
doing
since
well.
Before. So what does Senior Cortez want with me?
We need some help.
What kind of help? Look, I gotta stay incognito most of the time now that corporates and cops are stepping up their search for us. I can't go risking my ass for nobody. Not even Cortez.
That's all right. I just need some information on a group called the Vanguard and their leader, Jacob McAllen.
Oh, sorry. Never heard of those guys.
You wouldn't have. They keep to themselves, and they got some kind of cover operation going, but I don't know what it is, and...
Need to find out? Alright, here's the thing. I got a friend who might be able to help you out.
Great!
Hold on. Before I use up my favors with him, I need you to do me a favor in return. Probably even help yourself out at the same time.
Fair enough. What do I have to do?
Easy. Break into the Newport Police Department computer archives. Get me some information on my family. Destroy my criminal record and get the hell out of there. Preferably alive.
You want me to risk my life for a personal favor?
If you don't do this for me, I won't help you out. Besides, there's probably some information on the... Vanguards, was it? In the archives. And that information will be valuable to my friend if he's gonna help you out.
Fair.
I'll do
I mean,
it.
it's dangerous, but we don't have any other options.
So here's the thing. My dad doped out on raps and seduced by commercials. Sold out our whole family to the shiny happy colonization program for a lifetime supply of the big R, the rapture. He neglected to ask his lovely wife and children, and the corporates didn't care. One day they came to pick up my mom, my sister, and me. I got away though, snuck out the window. I spent the next 2 weeks in a dumpster.
And your family?
Oof.
And that's just it. I don't know. Off to the colonies, of course, but which one? I don't know. Sometimes they split up families too. You know, they don't tell you that in their ads. I don't give a shit about my dad, and my mom, she's tough. She can take care of herself, but I want my sister back. We were real tight. I'm not gonna let
I
him
care
use
about
her
your
in the
dad and
minds
mom.
factors
I would
like
hope
that.
your dad would repent and your mom is okay.
So, you want me to find out where they took your sister?
That's it. You're catching on. You do that for me, and delete my criminal record at the same time to get them damn corporates off my ass. I'll give you all the help you need.
Pardon me.
Where's the police station?
Take the subway to Metro West. You'll come out on what they call Cop Street. You'll see the NPD headquarters down the block. You can't miss it.
I'd better get going.
Be cool, eh?
Let's see if I can figure this puzzle out. I remember it being difficult, which, you know, it's a point and click. That do be how it go do be sometime. Wait, hold on. Floofs. I just saw this now. You hate how I always have a relevant South Park or Simpsons gif? Why? Simpsons isn't? How dare you? I'll give you South Park. No, you take that back. The first 10 seasons of Simpsons is great. How dare you? I mean, I can't blame her too much. I do unintentionally. Well, okay. I also call her shows trash, and I really shouldn't. So it's it's turnabout is fair play, is what I'm trying to say. Am I defending myself here? Really? Am I not saying? Yeah, I kind of do the same to her. So I do. Yeah. I should feel bad about that, and I do. But listen, when she goes ahead and watches My 600-Pound Life, which isn't the worst of what she's watched. I'm trying to remember what else she's watched. She's watched Wednesday. Apparently Wednesday is pretty good, which I'd be willing to watch that with her. The only reason I wouldn't want to watch it is because it's on Netflix. I really can't remember what I've actively disliked of your shows lately, honestly, because it's like 600-Pound Life, it's like, eh. I just didn't want to watch that. I don't think I... Yeah, but that's just because I don't want to watch a baking show. Yeah, it's cute, but I'd rather just go bake myself. That's why I have the cookbooks. That's why I want to make more from the cookbooks. What? I do want to bake myself. Okay, I do prefer cooking. Is that fair? I like cooking. I think we could agree I like cooking. No, I'm a good Catholic man. I'm not gonna bake myself, honey. Try to be a good Catholic man. That's the better way to put it. I try, but I definitely fail, as do we all. Later? That's what I was gonna say, he's already asleep, isn't he? Even though, so read them over him even though he's asleep? I can do that. That's fair. Would you bring my prayer book downstairs, by the way, on that note? No. Okay. I gotta change laundry here in a second, so. Oh, you just changed the laundry? Is that what you said? You changed the laundry? Let me unravel it?
No, just feel it.
Hold on a second.
This is the new to me, Aaron. The one that was $30 a skein.
Is that pretty expensive a skein? I don't even know if this is really showing up on camera, honestly, because since it's just a line. It is showing up a little bit, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Now your oils are going to be all over it.
That's probably true, but I was not licking it, if that makes you feel any better. I was making licking noise, but I was not actually licking it.
This is Polworth yarn with Tessa silk.
Okay.
So, community blend with you want.
That's fair. Denada?
Another unfortunate victim of the Anglo-Pacific
I don't
Wars
know
of the
what
90s.
I would respond to Adios with, unless Adios back.
Another unfortunate victim of the Anglo-Pacific Wars of the 90s.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what I'd respond back with unless it's just Adios.
So,
I can say that, yeah. Denada.
It's your garden variety robotic roadblock. You see them all over
No,
this
I'm so
town.
to get the longest journey to work, I have to go ahead and move my monitor to 800 by 600 mode, and I don't have a phone. But yeah, okay, fair enough.
yeah, it's of nothing.
Fair.
It's nothing.
There's a small
fair.
control panel on it.
Problemo.
The display
No
reads
problem. That's what it means.
3018.
Appreciate it.
I know, it said no problem.
Sounds like something I'd say.
It's a numeric keypad, but I have absolutely no idea what numbers to type in to move the roadblock. It's a garbage container, and it's mostly empty, save for a couple of sticky old newspapers and bottles. This is so gross.
And me in my favorite shirt. Hey,
You find any items in there, though?
is that a fur mitten? Oh, no. It's a dead rat. I'm not gonna
You're
check
dead
out that
rat,
other
baby.
mitten in a corner. I think it just moved.
Nah, go get that mitten.
How utterly pointless is this? And I'm starting to reek a little of odor crap, too.
Probably be relevant later, but not currently.
I do all my grocery
if I had to
shopping
take a
at
guess.
T-Rex. Not that their food is particularly good, nor their prices particularly low. I just love their ads. They're pretty cool. Especially the one where they built an actual-sized robot dinosaur and sent it out to mangle a competing chain of grocery stores. For real. I don't know if anybody got hurt, but man, that campaign kicked ass.
I mean, sure, but you shouldn't shop at a place just because they're cool. Usually, I've probably done it before, too, so I'm not really judging here. Just making a statement.
It says Threadbare Lane, MCW, and the street ID number is 3018. It's an automated garbage truck. They crisscross the town emptying containers and running people over.
I really do wish they would re-release The Longest Journey, make it a little bit more compatible with today's day and age, but I don't know if they're ever gonna do that. It's like, it does still function, but for how much longer? I really hope they do, honestly. It's a good game. Don't remake it, though. Just re-release it. I hate remakes. I really do.
This is Lucinda Carlisle reporting live from just outside the Metro Precinct Police Station, and I bring you today a senseless and tragic display of technology gone wrong. In the carnage you see behind me, medical drones are digging through the rubble of a crashed shuttle for the remains of over 100 people who lost their lives today in an accident that could and should have been prevented. Only hours ago, a brave New World Airlines shuttle carrying starry-eyed colonists to the Metro
What are you doing here,
Tower
bro?
experienced an engine failure and came roaring down on this street without warning, crushing 3 cars and burying 9 innocent pedestrians and 2 would-be carjackers. The cause of this human tragedy? As of yet, there is no official report. We can only speculate, and
Bro.
speculate we will. Was the pilot drunk? Was he hopped up on Amethyst? Was someone aboard carrying a bomb? Did the manufacturers of the shuttle, Monster Limited, skimp on a part and import it from a bootleg factory in Germany? The truth could be any or all of the above. But whoever is responsible, and whatever the punishment, it won't bring any of those bloodied, mangled corpses to life. It won't bring Teresa Roseman, mother of 3, back to her husband, Marty. That loss is forever, and a huge cash settlement can only ease the pain. It can never remove it altogether. Only expensive brain surgery or personality modification through proprietary drugs can do that. The exact death count is still under wraps, and work will continue throughout the day to identify the thousands of body parts that are being picked one by one from the twisted wreckage of BNWA Shuttle
This is awful.
709. What repercussions will this accident have on our city?
What is
Probably
this?
none. You fly a shuttle, you take your chances. This is Lucinda Carlisle, reporting live for the Metro Channel Action News. Back to you, Lisa and Dan. Are we clear? How did I do? Uh-huh. And what are the ratings? 5 million? That's it? 5 million? Jesus, we've lost out to reruns of Gillian's Island? What the fuck, Gregory? Why the hell did you...
I mean, Gilligan's Island is pretty great.
Yeah, don't give me any of that shit. You were the one who said this would broaden my audience. I should have stuck with the game shows. Jesus!
Don't use the Lord's name in vain, lady. Ugh. Hello, Mr. Coffin.
There is nothing to see here.
Mission 5.
Except for you, officer.
Hey? Me?
I always did love a man in a uniform.
Sorry, ma'am, but I'm gay. Now, move along. Nothing to see here.
That's also bad.
Except for that crashed hovercraft.
Nah. You see those everywhere these days.
Sorry?
Dime a dozen.
Crashed hovercraft are a dime a dozen?
15 a week, ma'am. At the very least. In this city alone.
But they say it's the safest mode of transportation available.
Statistically, yes. Unless you're aboard one of the buggers. Then your chance of survival drops drastically.
What?
They're the safest mode of transportation if you stay on the ground. The chances of being hit by one going down are relatively low.
Thanks for ruining my trust in modern technology.
We're here to protect and serve.
Isn't it the other way around?
Just keep it moving, ma'am. Nothing to see here.
Except for the escaped convict right behind you.
I'm on special duty today, ma'am. So that escaped convict will have to take care of himself. After all, who'd guard this perimeter in my absence?
Me? I'll be good.
That was a rhetorical question, ma'am. You are not qualified.
I want that blinking thing.
Now, move along. Nothing to see here.
Except...
I won't tell you again, so move along.
I guess it's more so
There is
acting on
absolutely
the
nothing
being
to see
gay
here.
part.
Nothing.
Maybe he doesn't act upon it,
Jeez,
so he's
don't
just
you people have
like,
anything
yeah, I'm
better
gay,
to
but
do?
I don't act upon it. But he's not going to go ahead and go into that.
Are you feeling all right, officer?
Thank you, ma'am. I'm fine. All the dust from the debris is just choking me up.
If I'm not completely mistaken, and if I remember my tech classes correctly, that's an anti-gravity control unit. It looks fully intact. I can't pass through the fence without setting off the alarm, or worse, getting fried. It's a high-voltage laser perimeter fence. The color indicates that they're using military-grade lasers. It's a high-voltage laser perimeter.
Mission 5.
You know, maybe I'll review this one for... Oh gosh. CGR. I don't see any reason not to be quite honest.
It's a holographic sign.
It's one of my favorite games.
Hey! How do I get into the station?
Hey!
That is the question, is it not?
Pardon?
It is.
To get in or not to get in? That is the question.
Good grief,
Sure.
more weirdos.
Oh, I'm not a weirdo. I'm an actor.
No offense, but isn't that an oxymoron?
Lady, you are the cruelest she alive.
Are you an actor or a cop?
Both, darling.
Both.
I am an actor, but I will portray an officer of the law in my next motion picture. It's called Mad Cop 2. I play the Mad Cop's friend, the somewhat ticked-off cop.
I think I saw the first one. It stunk.
I agree. But this one has a certain, je ne sais quoi, flair that the original lacked.
You mean more violence, more sex, less plot?
That's it.
So you're doing research for your next role?
Indeed, my fair maiden, I am. I have been assigned to a squad to capture the essence of Her Majesty's honorable service.
And what squad would that be?
Vice.
Why were you parading back and forth like that?
I am practicing the fine art of policing.
doesn't look like policing. It looks like acting.
Bollocks! And I thought I was making progress.
Maybe if you tried being a little less rigid?
Yeah, but it's this bloody suit. It makes everyone move the same way. I'm not able to release the character.
How do I get into the station?
You don't. Not today.
But I need to get in. What if there's been a crime?
Good point. I guess you need to report it via one of the many kiosks installed throughout the city, or by contacting an officer of the law.
Like yourself?
I am but a humble servant of Her Majesty, and I'm actually assigned to Vice, so don't bother.
Any chance you'll let me through?
Shower me with sweet forgiveness, Princess, but unfortunately, I cannot. The doors ain't working.
The doors aren't working?
They're not. Good Lord, I must report this immediately, after I'm done with my policing exercise.
Did you say the doors weren't working?
Ah, correct. The only things getting in and out of the station today are police officers, prisoners, and garbage.
Garbage.
Aren't they all pretty much one and the same thing?
Cutting words from a wench's barbed mouth?
What did you call me?
Sweet princess.
That's more like it. How are you able to bring garbage out and prisoners in when the doors are broken?
These doors don't work, but the gate downstairs does. Of course, you can only get through that inside of a vehicle. The security measures are quite extreme.
Like how extreme?
Okay.
Can you say radiation poisoning?
Thanks, and good luck.
Parting is such sweet sorrow. Farewell, princess. Till we meet again, farewell.
It's either a cop pretending to be an actor, or the other way around. I'm not completely sure. He's equally bad at both. The doors are closed.
I like him.
The doors are closed.
Okay, so we gotta go in through the garbage, but we gotta move that thing out of the way. So we gotta figure out how to move that thing out of the way. Talk to you over there. See if we can talk to you again, otherwise let's go this way.
Move along. Nothing to see. Keep it moving, ma'am. Dust.
Pardon me. I don't think I got anything to deal with it. Dust, maybe?
Mission 5.
No, I need that, but gotta get him out of here. Didn't check that yet, so let's check that in a second, but first... If I have to pull up a guide, I will, but I am trying at the very least to not do as such.
It's a numeric keypad, but I have absolutely no idea what numbers to type in to move the roadblock.
Fair.
There's a small control panel on it. The display reads 301. It's a numeric keypad, but I have absolutely no idea what numbers to type in to move the roadblock.
No. It did happen to be a, May as well.
It says Calavera Crossing MCW, and the street ID number is 0092.
Let's try that then. (0092).
Perhaps if I try entering the ID of the intersecting street, the roadblock will move.
That was the part I was missing. That's why you always gotta look around and point and clicks. The roadblock ain't looking so good these days.
Big surprise, I'm still here.
I'm getting April. Going in with the trash. I'm the trash woman. In this case, because April's a woman, not a man.
Keep it close to yourself.
That was so gross. The things I do to save the world, I mean that smell, that sticky stuff, the way that rat just wouldn't let go. Disgusting. Not
Was
to
it
mention the
Master
fact
Splinter?
that I really, truly stink. I don't think this is ever coming off. I'm gonna stink like fish heads and moldy pizza for the rest of my sorry life.
No, I want pizza. Thanks, April. Ugh.
There's no way I'm going back down into the basement. I'd rather be rolled out of here on a gurney with my body wrapped in black plastic.
Fair enough.
The doors are closed. You can usually tell a crook by his eyes and his foul behavior.
He's
You
picking
can
his
usually
nose.
tell a crook
I
by
do that
his
too.
eyes and his foul behavior. Tuvok, 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 Tuvok. It's a toolbox. There's a sheet of paper in here. It's some
What
kind
paper's
of
that?
requisition form or work order. Bocama Mercer Corporate Labor Union, form number 09042. Short-term tactical suspension of union members' benefits. It's a carbon copy of an old work order. It's a toolbox. The panel is closed. It's completely secured. I can't open it.
Fair enough.
The doors are closed. They don't open manually.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal. Pardon me. I remember you two. Now that I see you.
It's a thin guy wearing
Why do I
red
remember you two?
coveralls. He looks like a repairman. It's a, portly fellow wearing red coveralls. I think he's a repairman. This phone, 099-12090. It's an old vid phone, ancient technology. Visuals are so passé. The screen and camera are both out of order, I think. I haven't spoken with Mom since I left, actually. I should give her a ring.
Hello?
Remember we actually did.
Hi, Mom? It's April. How are you?
Where are you, sweetheart?
In the city, Mom, you know that.
Why didn't you call? I've been worried sick about you, sweetheart.
Didn't you get my letter?
Yes, and I can't say I understand why.
Well, that was the problem, wasn't it? You didn't understand.
I don't think it was fair of you to be so hard on your father. You hurt him a lot, you know? And I'm not just talking about you pushing him down the stairs.
And what about me? You don't think he hurt me? Were you so blind you didn't see that?
April, you know I can't take sides in this.
No. Of course not. Not you. Not ever. Anyway, is Dad doing okay? I mean, after the fall.
He broke his arm and he had to take some time off work. Money short because of that. We had to pull Danny out of school until next semester.
You can't blame me for those things, Mom.
If you hadn't lived like you did,
I'd probably be dead now, Mom. I couldn't take it anymore. Please, let's not argue about this now. I just wanted to hear your voice.
please come home, April. We still love you.
No. Thank you, but no. That's not gonna happen. Listen, I have to go. I'm in the middle of... something. Take care, okay?
Okay, sweetheart. I love you.
Yeah, me too, Mom. Bye.
I actually forgot we could have this interaction. I will say, though, it's kind of funny that even though she's talking on the right vid phone...
This phone, 099-1209.
Her mom's face appeared on the left vid phone. I don't know why that is.
Hiya.
Huh?
Didn't fail.
You an angel from heaven come to take me away?
No point talking to old
Sure, why
Georgie
not?
there. Ever since he overdosed on raptures, he ain't been right in the head. I don't ever let him hold the hammer no more either, I'll tell you that.
It's a repairman. Hi.
What do you want? We're on our lunch break, honey.
Pardon me.
Excuse me. How do I smell?
Smell? Are you coming on to me, honey?
What?
I don't know. Women don't usually come on to me, so I'm just checking. I wouldn't want to miss a come on.
Listen, I'll give the
I
man
asked you
that.
how I smelled.
Yeah, right.
As he said.
Like, moldy pizza and... is that salmon?
Smoked.
Yeah. And a faint touch of rum?
I had an accident with a bottle inside a garbage container.
Happens to me all the time. You're not alone. In fact, there are meetings downtown every Wednesday night.
I don't have a drinking problem.
If you can't admit it to yourself, honey, you do. After all, who's the one reeking of rum? Not me, that's for sure. Not today, anyway.
Enjoy your lunch break, guys.
With the Sunday overtime we're getting? You betcha, honey.
It's me again. Enjoy your lunch break, guys.
With the Sunday overtime we're getting? You betcha, honey.
I wish we got overtime. Overtime's not allowed to work at the moment, but that's not that's basically saying you gotta work your 40 hours and that's it. Which is fine. So I'm not saying they don't pay overtime to clarify, because that would be different.
I'd say she's probably the desk sergeant. For some reason, they're always slightly overweight and grumpy. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
Where are the archives?
The archives? You're not an officer of the law, are you?
Mayhaps.
I'm in training at the academy, and I need to get into the archives to study.
You're in training? Uh-huh, sure you are. Then what the hell you doing here? You should be at the academy doing push-ups and learning how to bullshit like a pro.
About the archives.
You're not an officer of the law, are you?
Yes, I am.
If you're a cop, where the hell's your uniform? Your badge? Your standard
undercover.
issue disruptor pistol?
At home. They're all at home.
Ah, April!
And I
I'm
suggest you
undercover!
get your cute little butt home and get your badge, your uniform, and your gun. Capiche? Now shoo, leave the grown-ups to do the grown-up work, okay?
Thanks anyway. Excuse me, ma'am.
Actually, I have one more thing to say.
You again, what do you want now?
About the archives.
You're not an officer of the law, are you?
So what if I'm not?
Then you can't go into the back, capiche? Cops only. Besides, half the doors in this building, including that one, are out of order. Nobody's going in, nobody's coming out. And until those overpaid, underworking service guys get off their butts and back to work, that's the way it's gonna stay.
Thanks anyway. It's me again. Why aren't you guys working?
We're on our contractually bound lunch break.
Huh. Right. But you're not eating.
We're done eating, sure, but we're still on our break. Clause 16 of the contract, and I quote, improper digestion may prove detrimental to further work-related activities. End quote.
Meaning what?
Fair
We're
enough.
letting the corned beef settle, honey.
Aren't you supposed to fix the doors?
That's right.
But instead you're just... sitting here.
That's right.
That's right.
And you're not planning on getting
Oh,
back
hey,
to
got
work
it right.
anytime soon?
That's right.
That's right.
And you're not bothered by this?
That's right.
I could say anything at all.
That's right.
That's right.
And you just answer...
That's
right.
right.
Well, how's that for productivity? Yeah, that's right.
You're gonna fix the doors. That's right.
It'd be so nice if you could fix the doors.
No, wait.
And it would be so nice if you could go away and leave us alone.
Is there anything I can do to make you go back to work?
No, short of emergency, we ain't moving our asses in the foreseeable future.
What constitutes an emergency?
Any event accompanied by a specific work order signed in triplicate.
What kind of work order?
Well, you know.
About the work order,
Yeah? Which one?
you know, for emergencies.
You mean the short-term tactical suspension of union members' benefits requisition form?
Yeah, we have that.
Sure.
Well, if you were to produce said requisition with the appropriate signatures, we'd be forced to prematurely suspend our lunch break, for tactical reasons, of course. Thus, allowing our scheduled work to be completed.
Don't you just love bureaucracy?
You what?
Never mind. Where do I go to get the requisition form?
What form?
The requisition form for the short-term tactical suspension of union member benefits.
Any official office for which we perform services.
Enjoy your lunch break, guys.
With the Sunday overtime we're getting, you betcha, honey.
You betcha, honey.
Bocama Mercer Corporate Labor Union, form number 09042. Short-term tactical suspension of union members' benefits. It's a carbon copy of an old work order. That's the work order
Can I please
the,
click?
portly guy was talking about.
Let me click.
That's the requisition from last week. What a horrible experience that was. I pray each and every night that we'll never have to sacrifice our lunch break again. You keep it, okay? Seeing that form again sickens me.
The doors are closed. This phone, 0...
I mean, now I can modify
Bocama
it.
Mercer Corporate Labor Union, form number 09042. Short-term tactical
Not yet,
suspension
Liz.
of union members' benefits. It's a carbon copy of an old work order. That's the work order the, portly guy was talking about.
Sure is.
It's working. I don't need to wind it again.
Fair enough.
That's the requisition from last week. What a horrible
Yeah,
experience
I'll try to
that
get your
was.
goal for
I pray
this week.
each and every night that we'll never have to sacrifice our lunch break again. You keep it, okay? Seeing that form again sickens me.
You can usually tell a crook by his eyes, his foul behavior.
I'm trying to remember the Batman line from Batman Beyond, where Batman started singing.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
Pardon me.
It's a toolbox.
No, I haven't tried talking to you yet again.
Excuse me, ma'am.
You again, what do you want now?
I need a requisition form number 09042. Short-term tactical suspension of union members' benefits.
Hold on.
Hold on. Mike Wazowski. Probably a little too loud. I apologize for that. She just kind of reminds me of that lady.
Here you go, miss. Union requisition form number 09042.
Bocamba Mercer Corporate Labor Union, form number 09042. Short-term tactical suspension of union members' benefits. The work order's blank. I better fill out this work order first. Fix the damn doors. Sign the commish. There.
Fair enough. I mean, partially, Father. How are you doing, Father? And Father Trekking Happy Cynic.
Now we're set.
But no, honestly, even with
this?
I mean, it's a point and click, Father. So
Just
that
a jolly
it's
little
meant to have a lot of
requisition
dialogue.
entitled Short-term tactical suspension of union members'
But
benefits.
how are both of you tonight?
Say what? Lady, do you realize what you've just done? You've interrupted our lunch break. This is an official
I
work
really
order.
love the longest journey. The humor on it is
Wait. 09042. This isn't 09042-A, is it?
No, just plain old 09042-nothing.
good. I'm glad you're doing well.
This being Sunday and all, that petition is useless. On public holidays, you need the extension -A form. Addendum for public holidays. Us being on triple overtime and all.
So?
So,
Not fixing the
we're
door.
gonna stay here and enjoy our extended break. Thank you very much. Now go away.
We'll be right back.
Excuse me, ma'am.
You again, what do you want now?
You've never heard of this game, Father. Interesting. Look, so I mean, it is Sunday. You're right, but at the moment, Father. Ooh, you're bringing my words back just so I regret them now. That's good. Gotta be honest, that's good. It's gold, Jerry. Gold. But I gotta go ahead and get through, otherwise I can't save the world.
I'm sorry, but I need the 09042-A requisition form addendum as well.
The what? The 09042-A? Why the hell didn't you ask me for that one in the first place?
Because I'm a cruel bitch and I love torturing you. In fact, I've made it my life's mission to haunt you forever and ever with requests for useless forms and documents.
Hold on.
I mean, as of the moment, Father, all we know is that the Langoliers from Stephen King are out to get us. So, I mean, admittedly, those are pretty terrifying, so... Doesn't seem like it can wait till tomorrow. I mean, maybe it could wait a day, but I don't know, maybe it can't.
And that
Gotta find out about that. But yeah, honestly, I don't know if many people have heard The Longest Journey. A lot of people consider it the last great point and click, because this was back in 99 and... Was it 99 or 98? There is no option to wait a day, unfortunately. So as of the moment, the doors to actually get inside the police station are broken as well, for the most part. There is one special exception for that, and that was the garbage doors. And April really doesn't want to go back through the garbage again, so... Because as of the moment, she smells like, what was it? Smoked salmon, moldy pizza, and rum. So, she kind of has a smell going for her as of the current moment.
Okay, now we're set. I hope.
We did find out she was Catholic earlier, if that makes it any better.
Why do you
she
keep
just is,
bothering us?
Hasn't been to confession
Don't
in 2
you
years.
have anything better to do?
Salmon rum could work, because moldy pizza
absolutely
not.
not.
I agree.
This is requisition form number 09042-A, the short-term tactical suspension of union members' benefits. Requisition form with the public holiday
I'll wait till this is done.
addendum.
I'll explain more.
Balls. We've been nailed, George. Get your ass off the chair. We're going back to work, thanks to this lovely young lady.
But yeah, honestly, this is one of my favorite games of all time. It's been about 15 years since I last replayed it all the way through. Which, that's partially because of just how much of a pain it is kind of to get this running these days. Which is a shame, because I actually still own the disc. I'm running the disc right now for it. Admittedly, I haven't tried the GOG version of this, so maybe that would be a difference. Entirely possible. I'd kind of like to do that one day to see if that does happen to help. But as of the moment, in order to get this to actually run properly on a modern computer, I had to go ahead and set my desktop to 800 by 600. And actually, it's working at the moment, but I think game capture doesn't work for this, for OBS. But I had to use window capture, and it's like... technically, it has gotten 2 inferior sequels, Dreamfall and then Dreamfall Chapters. The most I can say about those games is that they exist.
Are you guys gonna be done soon?
Hey, who knows? This is complicated stuff, honey.
Good to see you up and about, George.
It is too late for DOSBox, unfortunately. Just barely.
The plane!
They don't open manually.
Because I was going to say, this does just happen to work on my computer. This is just with the disc.
Hey, there's a phone call for you.
For me? Who is it?
I think it might be union business.
Out of my way, lady!
The panel is open and some wires are hanging out. Good to see you up and about, George.
The ants. They're everywhere. There are ants in my pants.
There's a call for you too, sir.
Me? I get no calls ever. Except from
I have not tried the
mommy.
HD mod, admittedly, Father.
Is it my
kind of been
mommy?
meaning to, because some of the
It could very well be your mom.
models are missing half the back of their
Thanks.
heads. At the moment, we don't have that on screen, which is interesting.
panel is open
I
and
have
some
been
wires
meaning
are
to try, but I haven't tried it yet. So I do have to be honest about that.
It's a long shot, but if I try to cross these wires...
So I have been meaning to try, I just haven't as of yet.
I'm so good.
So that is entirely on me.
Hey, you can't go back there. It's a restricted area.
I need to distract her, Excuse me, ma'am.
You again, what do you want now?
Yeah, so I mean, yeah.
Thanks anyway.
Okay, so how do we distract her? With the monkey? I figured as such, but I mean, you know, we're here. Want some candy?
Let's see. What's the most difficult form to get a hold of?
That makes sense. I was missing a piece of information. It's a point and click.
Reporting indecent or lewd behavior by bingo or BM personnel, number 31366.
I would be curious if HD mod would solve this too, because sometimes I have to go ahead and click multiple times until I find exactly where I click, and I don't remember that being an issue before.
I'd like that form for complaining about lewd and indecent behavior, please.
Number?
31366.
Hold on.
Oh, I don't think I will. Bye-bye. Okay, we're back here. I need to use the restroom quickly. I have drank most of this here in the last 20 minutes. Give me like 5 minutes. I'll be right back. But you know, we should probably save. All right, this is how we save over here. And then, nope, not quit. Save game. Sad that she has that memorized. It is. That means she's been working there for far too long. I'll be right back. Kind of what happens with the employees of the law. I'm not saying that against them, to clarify, because like, obviously I very much appreciate what they do for us.
I know someday you'll see the light. Super Mario World is the best of all times. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World and watch him spend all his dollar bills.
Bills?
Yeah, because you know, he loves giving his money to Disney.
Ah.
K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max is playing that Sega game. He thinks it deserves all the fame, but I know someday you'll see the light. Super Mario World is the best of all times. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World and watch him spend all his dollar bills.
Bills?
Yeah, because you know, he loves giving his money to Disney.
Ah.
K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max is playing that Sega game. He thinks it deserves all the fame, but I know someday you'll see the light. Super Mario World is the best of all times. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World and watch him spend all his dollar bills.
Bills?
Yeah, because you know, he loves giving his money to Disney.
Ah.
K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiley, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiley, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max is playing that Sega game. He thinks it deserves all the fame, but I know someday you'll see the light. Super Mario World is the best of all time. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World and watch him spend all his dollar bills.
Bills?
Yeah, because you know, he loves giving his money to Disney.
Ah.
K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiley, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiley, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max is playing that Sega game. He thinks it deserves all the fame, but I know someday you'll see the light. Super Mario World is the best of all time. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World and watch him spend all his dollar bills.
Bills?
Yeah, because you know, he loves giving his money to Disney.
Ah.
K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiley, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiley, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max is playing that Sega game. He thinks it deserves all the fame, but I know someday you'll see the light. Super Mario World is the best of all time. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World and watch him spend all his dollar bills.
Bills?
Yeah, because you know, he loves giving his money to Disney.
Ah.
K-Max, he's got a mustache,
Okay,
and when
sorry
he's
about that
smiling,
wait.
he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max, he's got a mustache,
Put my
and when
headphones
he's
back
smiling,
in.
he looks like Dr. Wily.
Let's go ahead
and I have
and
to
swap
admit, though we
over to here. And, well, he got 2 more of these, so... yeah, 2 more. Sunday. I went to the Hope Street Cathedral and met Father Raoul. Nice guy. He told me that Warren hangs out in Building 87, right down on Hope Street. This Building 87 of the Hope Street projects. Not exactly the friendliest place in town. It's more of a shoot first and shoot again, then pull the trigger a few more times before asking questions kind of place. Not even sure they bother with the asking questions part anymore. More Sunday stuff. At this rate, I'll have to get a new diary by the end of the week. Warren Hughes wasn't a bad kid at all. Just an unlucky one. He acted tough, but I could tell he was a sweetheart. Anyways, he's willing to help. But I got to do him a few favors first. I even get to play the criminal. Joy. His sister and parents were sent to the colonies, and he wants to find out where they went. So I have to dig through the police archives to get a hold of whatever information I can. At the same time, while I'm in there, I should also look up the Vanguard, or the Church of Voltuk, which is like their cover here in Stark. So that goes to the lobby. Don't want to do that. Oh. Most of the time,
Bingo.
it's not quite that,
The world's favorite soda. And after the devastating soda wars of 2159, the world's only soda. Considering the fact that I'm inside a police station, it might be prudent to pay for the soda first. Let's see. Cola, lemon, lime, lemon lime, strawberry, strawberry lime, strawberry cola, cherry cola. Yuck. I'll go with the old standby. Bingo classic. Boring, but safe.
Try cherry cola. Strawberry as well. No way, what would happen, Father? Oh, the soda wars? I mean, probably not. You never know, though. It's just like the fast food wars that Demolition Man talked about, how only Taco Bell's left. It was very popular, but that's what I'm saying. Apparently it was very popular this time to make it so that everybody else died through this one specific company, and that they've kept the monopoly for the last couple of years. So it's like, Demolition Man, I think, was about 98, if I remember correctly.
Sergeant Anthony McDonald. Sergeant Morty Lode. Sergeant Maria Hernandez. Sergeant Ricky Mahoney. Sergeant Russell Franco. Sergeant Frank Manelli.
That is a really kind of weird coincidence that it's like we have that. I don't know why.
The showers.
Not that I'm
Unisex, of course.
opposed to them both having a similar idea. It's just kind of funny. Really, one could have been inspired by. Yeah.
Hi. Who's in there?
Manelli. Who's asking?
God, I know that voice.
What? Who are you?
I have to.
Agent Scully, FBI.
You'll be wanting the chief's office then. That's down the hall. Oh my God, pain.
For clarification, by the way, we gave this guy kerosene candy yesterday that was dipped in kerosene. So the reason he's in this toilet is probably entirely our fault.
It's me.
Oh, hey, wait. I know that voice. Identify yourself.
I gotta run.
Hey, hold it. Come back. Oh my God, that hurts.
Hello?
Who is it?
You don't talk to someone like that's true, but he has. So I remember specifically this puzzle. He has a bio eye that we need in order to use on the retinal scanner.
Who is? Oh my God! Somebody kill me!
Hello?
Who is it?
Pizza delivery.
Oh, God, don't mention pizza. Christ.
Hello?
Who is it?
Sergeant Hernandez.
Maria, thank God you're here. Listen, I need you to get my stomach medicine from the locker. Here's the key. Oh, God.
We're about to get Agent Manili fired for this, aren't we?
It's a receptacle for a synthetic eye. I guess Frankie Boy's using one of those babies. You'd never tell from looking at him. It's a receptacle for a synthetic eye. It's empty, so he must be using it. Sergeant Manelli's been banging this locker shut one too many times. Say hello to 7 years of bad luck, guy. It sure makes me feel a whole lot better about harassing him. It's a loose shard of the mirror glass. I'll just carefully separate this shard from the mirror. Like so. I'll have to be careful carrying this around. Archives login. F. Manelli. Password, wife's birthday. What a smart boy. Real security whiz.
I mean, you gotta figure out what his wife's birthday is, to be fair.
Manelli. Password, wife's birthday. It's broken. It's a receptacle for synthetic eye. Hello?
Maria, you got my medicine?
Yup. Got it right here.
Pardon me.
Well, slide it under the door, will you? Hurry.
Nope. I know when your wife's birthday is. When are you planning her party?
Oh, thank God, thank God.
How's Mrs. Manelli doing?
Why you asking? I didn't think it... hell, Maria, we spoke about this. I told you Can't you just let it rest?
Sure, sorry.
Cheating on your wife with her.
Just wondering.
I wish you wouldn't, Maria. You know how... It is what it is, you know?
About Mrs. Manelli.
God damn it, Maria, I'm on the freaking can, yeah?
I was just thinking, maybe I should get her a birthday present. What do you think?
Are you nuts? Have you gone completely nuts? What are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
Being nice?
Nice! You want Laura to kick me out of my own apartment, is that it? You want my wife to kick me out of the apartment tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow? Your wife's birthday's tomorrow?
You're not buying her a present, Maria. Don't even think about it. That would be such a big mistake. You don't want to make a mistake like that.
Okay, boss. You're the boss.
Don't call me boss. And would you leave me alone? I'm not in a sociable mood. Hell, I'm on the can.
There you go, Father. He admits he's on the can.
How are you feeling?
Better. A little better. I need it. I think this medicine is flushing out my system a little, you know what I mean? It's accelerating the natural process.
Give me your eye. Cough it
No
up.
need to go any further, sir.
Thanks, Maria. Hey, you got a cold or something? You sound different.
Yeah, a cold or... I got something, all right. Gotta go, Manelli.
Thanks for your help, Maria.
Maria.
Phew. Jesus, I think I'm allergic to the goddamn medicine. Oh, crap, my eye.
Right now.
What the hell happened to my... Maria, Maria, did you take my eye? Give it back.
Okay. No.
There you are. Back in your slot.
Okay, I see now.
Manelli's in there. Manelli's in there. Manelli's in there.
Dude! Oh, crap, my eye.
Take the monkey eye. I'll make a monkey out of you.
Manelli's in there.
There you are. Back in your slot. Oh, God, I'm seeing red. I'm having a stroke. Maria, go get the doctor fast. I'm seeing red.
Forgot about this part.
I think it'd be smart just to get the hell out of here.
Probably, but this is funnier. We gave him a monkey eye, boys. Which is why he no longer has one of his eyes.
It's Constable Guybrush. My toy, ape. It's Frank Manelli's synthetic eye. I'm just, borrowing it.
He'll get it back. He's sneezing, so his eye just fell out. Apparently they gave him, like, some kind of not...
You have got to get past yourself.
The best kind of synthetics.
If I remember my
would be
digital
my guess.
history lessons correctly.
He's
that's
allergic
what's
to
called
the
dot matrix
medicine that helped his stomach,
They
apparently.
used that in, like, the 18th century or something. It's an ancient printer.
Pardon me. Nope. So we went to the first Latin Mass we've been to in a while. We'd been meaning to go earlier than this.
I'm Frank Manelli. And I feel really guilty doing this.
As you should.
I, love my wife Laura, and her birthday is on the 31st of this month, which means... Laura 0731? Please, 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 please.
If you loved your wife so much, you wouldn't be cheating on her. Just saying.
Yes, I am so good. Again. Now, what to search for? I'm just gonna make sure there's no warrant or anything out for my arrest.
Fair.
Warren's sister. Please, please let there be something. The Church of Voltec is the front of the Vanguard use here in Stark, so there must be at least some information available.
You think that, but you don't know that for sure.
Jacob McAllen. White Cardinal? What the hell is that? I should keep that name in mind, though. It could turn out to be important. The so-called White Cardinal. I wonder who he is.
Probably won't get the information for it, but can't hurt to search.
It's a long shot, but...
Let's see.
Until I, update Warren's rap sheet, there's no reason to print it out.
Fair.
Warren's sister, and that's her colonization number. I'd better remember it in case I need it.
And
Warren's sister, and that's her
she's dead.
colonization number.
Her
I'd
his
better remember
mom's
it
dead.
in case I need it. just make a few small changes. Nothing major. That's much better. Scary how easy it is to manufacture a saint. I don't think I need to see any more of Warren's rap sheet. He's been kinda active. Whoa, I think I just killed Warren. Oh well, he's just gonna have to, live with that. At least the cops and corporates won't be after him anymore. Just the morgue. Presses are rolling. Now, where's the printer?
I got a good beat to that.
The so-called White Cardinal. I wonder who he is. They look like the characters on that keypad behind me.
I think I can remember that.
They look like the characters on that keypad behind me. It's the only lead I have, so if this falls through, I'm out of luck. I'd better get a hard copy of this for Warren. The so-called
Probably should do this one more time to make sure that I have it in my head.
They look like the characters on that keypad behind me.
Okay. So, less than sign, T, square, square. Cool. Want to make sure I got my water in for today, so been kind of chucking it down a little too fast, admittedly.
There's nothing in here. Oh, except for a tiny data cube. It's a tiny data cube with a non-standard interface. It's the hard copy of all the information Warren wanted
Himself, you know, may as well be nice to Frank Malone. He's gonna have a hard enough time. Oh, we cannot be nice to Frank Malone, apparently. I was gonna try to be.
Locker room.
Oh, sorry, Frank Malone, we're keeping your eye. Gonna try to swap it back out, but here we are. And a screwdriver. Listen, if they're gonna just leave a screwdriver hanging around, I'm gonna grab it.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Got that form for me?
You again, what do you want now?
Want that form I asked for earlier.
Thanks anyway. You can usually tell a crook by his tuvok.
Okay, which probably means we can leave now. They probably fixed that at the very least. Seems that way, yes, which is good. Owie. Don't know why I thought that would not hurt. I guess I wasn't thinking about the pain, more so just playing around with the cup. Which, not my best decision, not gonna lie about that. Alright.
That won't make the cop abandon his post. I need to come up with a better plan. And being a good Samaritan may be the honorable course of action, but it won't help me save the world. Worlds.
Yeah, they're not gonna have us murder a man, which I appreciate.
Mission 5.
Move along. Nothing to see. Keep it moving, ma'am. Damn. Dust.
You have half of what we need. So what do we gotta do with the other half? No? May not have the other half at the moment, too, to be fair. Oh well. We can always go back. So I know we need this later, but not quite yet. Got the information that Warren Hughes wanted, so that's at least a start. There we go, Warren. I have to use the restroom again. I'm gonna try to hold it for at least a little bit. That guy's new. These guys are gone.
I don't want to know what he's doing.
What I have to really do.
How did it go? Did you get the information? Is my sister okay?
It wasn't easy, but I did it. Your sister's fine. You don't have to worry about the law or the corporates anymore.
That's great. That's... Thank you. Really. Thank you. So do you have the information for me?
Sure, right here. Listen, Warren. Your parents, they're dead. But your sister's okay. She's been adopted by some woman named Drake, a lieutenant with the Wakamba Mercer Corporation.
My sister's a corp brood? And my parents. You know that should hurt, but it doesn't. I don't feel anything.
It should still hurt. Don't get me wrong, I get it.
My sister.
Your dad sold you out for drugs. It's very bad, but at the same time, it should still hurt. I'm still sorry it happened, mind you, don't get me wrong.
You killed me? Thanks a lot.
Well, when you're dead, nobody cares. The cops are not going to be chasing after you for crimes committed by a dead guy.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna have a tough time getting a new ID. You should have just wiped my record clean. I'm not complaining, though. I'm better off now than I was a few hours ago.
Sorry, Warren.
So what can I do for you now, sister?
Can you put me in touch with your friend now?
Yeah, for the information you needed? Right. You got it. Head on out to the Newport docks, down in the outskirts of the city. It's all deserted now since they stopped using the boats for cargo shipments. Head across the construction yard to a large garage. You can't miss it. It's got all these large
full moon
tubes
garage?
outside. Knock
Nobody's
3
gonna get
times
that
on the
joke,
door,
unless you've
and
read
tell
Dresden
Vern's
Files.
Flipper. And this guy's weird, so don't mind the stuff he says. Tell the Flipper that I sent you. I'll call ahead to let him know you're coming. He should be able to help you out with almost everything you need to know, okay?
Thanks. Bye, Warren.
Hey, keep it cool, sister.
You too, Warren. Still Sunday. Surprise! I got in, I got out. I got a glorious career in crime ahead of me if I want, and it feels so good. My parents would be so proud of me. Little Miss Criminal, that's me. Whatever. At least I got the name and location of one's friend, the so-called Burns Flipper. Is that an actual name? His shop is going by the Newport docks in an old garage. Knocked 3 times on the door, one told me. I'm surprised that I don't have to say, "Open sesame" as well. Hopefully the guy, Flipper, will be able to help me locate the Vanguard/Church of Voltec. This afternoon, I have to meet up with Cortez again. I'd prefer to have some solid information to share with him. Alright, so we'll go ahead and head to the docks. I will go pee again, because I really need to pee again. Okay. Give me another minute, because I really do need to use the restroom again. Let me, that's a lot of water. A lot of water. Many water, much drinking of, yes.
Playing that Sega game, he thinks it deserves all the fame, but I know someday you'll see the light. Super Mario World is the best of all time. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World and watch him spend all his dollar bills.
Bills?
Yeah, because you know, he loves giving his money to Disney.
Ah.
K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max is playing that Sega game. He thinks it deserves all the fame, but I know someday you'll see the light. Super Mario World is the best of all time. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World and watch him spend all his dollar bills.
Bills?
Yeah, because you know, he loves giving his money to Disney.
Ah.
K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. K-Max is playing that Sega game. He thinks it deserves all the fame, but I know someday you'll see the light. Super Mario World is the best of all time. K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks like Dr. Wily. And I have to admit, though we don't talk about it, that hanging out with K-Max is at least better than doing my taxes. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World. We like K-Max so much. We want to take him to Disney World and watch him spend all his dollar bills.
Bills?
Yeah, because you know, he loves giving his money to Disney.
Ah.
K-Max, he's got a mustache, and when he's smiling, he looks KAMax is playing that Sega game. He thinks it deserves all the fame, but I know someday you'll see the light. Super Mario World is the best of all time. KAMax, he's got a mustache, and when he's
Sorry about that again. I
smiling, he
just
looks
really
like
needed to use the restroom. But we can go ahead and jump right back in. Won't be, you know, too big a problem. And by too big a problem, I mean a problem really at all, but, you know, still. Okay, return to game.
Cargo containers. Cargo containers. That thing hasn't sailed for years. It's just a big hunk of rust with paint on it now. It's a relic of a bygone age. The shipyard's been closed down, but all the machines are still there. It's a wonder nobody's bothered to dismantle it to prevent accidents. It's the old shipyard.
Fair.
The city looks ominous from here through all the smog. Metro Tower in particular. Very gothic. The city looks ominous from here through all the smog. The city looks
ominous. Ominous. I think we should be getting back to Arcadia here before too long. If I remember correctly.
Thanks for putting your greasy hands on me. I'm now charged with a fuckload of electricity, and any further physical contact will result in you being toast.
Uh-oh.
I like toast.
Bites. Uh-oh. It bites. It's a rickety ladder. It's a rickety ladder.
Okay, fair enough. Garage. Doesn't sound like there's anything else here. Alright. Could be wrong about that, but I mean, you know, may as well try. Find out. Probably go about for another hour or so, by the way, and then we'll end there.
MTI Industrial Strength Paint Shaker. So it's a device for shaking paint then? That's so last century. It's an industrial strength paint shaker.
But, now that we know what it is... Yes, we can.
I think that's quite enough.
Let's go,
This is volatile stuff. I better get rid of it as soon as possible.
Oh, I think we know exactly who to give that to, April.
It's a pretty volatile can of soda. It could explode at any moment.
That's true. I think we know exactly whom to give that to. I do appreciate the fact that it does shake and rattle around on your inventory screen. I think we know exactly who to give that to. So we had it earlier, where it showed us, yeah, giving that to the guy that's thirsty, probably a good idea. But that's not gonna go ahead and incapacitate him. You knows what I means? Oh, wrong one. We've got to go ahead and incapacitate Sims. Otherwise, I mean, you know, he's not gonna go away from the situation, and then we're not gonna be able to go ahead and get our, thingamabob. Hopefully, this isn't going to go ahead and cause a problem. So we might be missing something technically. Not sure.
Would you like a cold soda, officer, to wash away the dust?
Much obliged, ma'am.
Kaboom!
Mission 5.
Damn it! I have to get to the service office before my suit short circuits.
I feel so bad. And I love it.
Oh, April.
It's a high-voltage laser perimeter fence.
Oh, right. I think... this, if I remember correctly.
I saw this on an episode of MacGyver 2200.
No more reboots! No! It's interesting that I can remember puzzles from 15 years ago.
The AG control unit is fastened tight with a couple of big screws. Yanking it free might damage the unit.
I guess this game just lives rent free in your head.
It's an
Which is not a bad
anti-gravity
thing. It's a
control
good game.
unit.
I'm really glad that on Sundays we're doing point-and-click games, because after this we are going to be doing Monkey Island. Monkey. That was an awful monkey. That's better. Still wouldn't say perfect, but...
It's a garbage container, and it's mostly empty, save for a couple of sticky old newspapers and bottles.
Ooh, did I get it? If I did, that's very nice, not gonna lie. Let's say it looks like I did, actually. Was not expecting... I mean, even if it gets us most of the way there, that's... Ooh, I did, actually. Dang. Wasn't expecting that. That was a pretty fast... I mean, not that fast, but still, like... I don't know, it felt kind of hard to, time. Maybe it doesn't. I wonder if there's the longest journey speedrun, now that I think about it. There probably is. Admittedly,
Junk.
I'm kind of curious about that.
Expensive junk, but still junk.
Still junk. You do want to go ahead and check this out. Let's see. Is it speedrun.net? No. $40. Curious what that is. Looks like it was last run 5 years ago. Really curious how they got down to 40 minutes too, honestly. Must be some kind of glitch that I don't know about. It does have, okay. There's a video of it, so I would be curious about that. I'll have to check that out later. It's, something I'm curious about. It's like, dang, what glitches don't I know about for the longest journey? Anyways.
Even if I could somehow squeeze through that hole, there's just no way
I guess if you
I'm
skip
gonna
through
risk
all the
getting
dialogue,
stuck
that
10
would go
feet
ahead
down
and
and
speed it up
starve
a
to
lot
death.
too.
Where there's ventilation, There's life. Even if I could somehow squeeze through that hole, there's just no way.
I guess I kind of forgot that if you skip through all the dialogue, that would speed things up considerably.
You're trespassing. You gotta leave now.
Where'd that come from? I'm April Ryan, Warren's friend.
I don't know anybody named Ryan, so how about fucking off?
No, you.
Warren called you on my behalf. Warren Hughes. You know Warren, right?
Didn't I tell you to fuck off?
Yeah, but...
So, fuck off already. Am I stuttering here? Jesus H. Christ, you'd think that fuck off would be clear enough as it is for even a slag like you to understand.
I'm not a slag.
Ah, so you're a gangbanger. Baby, there ain't enough here worth shit. You know, I got no beef with your posse, so fuck off.
No, I'm...
A corp? Yeah, I'd recognize a corp bitch anywhere. I'm legit, no funny stuff. Got my corp permit right here in my little hand 2 weeks ago. And I only do inventory by appointment, so you're gonna have to phone me up there, toots.
Could you, like, shut up for just 1 second?
No, that's not how Flipper does it.
I'm April Ryan. I'm a friend of Warren's, who apparently is a friend of yours. And he called you a short while ago to let you know he's cashing in on a favor. Does any of this ring a bell?
Ring a bell? Ding dong, the witch is dead. What are you, like a cliche movie chick? Yeah, it fucking rings a bell, but not the bell you'd like to hear. Think I was born yesterday? Like jacking in on a satellite conversation isn't in the fucking guidebook to good corporate surveillance? Jesus! Corp's always underestimated.
To be fair, yeah.
Like I bite because I see a babe in tight pants. I don't think so.
You know, if the fate of two worlds didn't depend on me, I'd tell you to go straight to hell.
Did I mention
That's
blow
not good
me,
at all,
baby?
April.
Could you blow me really hard?
No,
Oh, you're
Flipper,
such
get out
a
of here.
bastard! Listen, if I was out to arrest you, don't you think I'd have brought an army of corporate goons?
You got a point. April Ryan, huh? Shit, my channel with Warren was scrambled anyway. Top of the line African scrambler. Fucking impossible to hack unless you're the Flipper.
You're telling me that you knew who I was the whole time? Are you a psychopath or
Faster
something?
than lightning.
Or something.
Yes.
Sure, babe. Hey, hold on.
They don't look very solid. Very cyberpunkish. Very cyberpunkish. Very
Very
cyberpunkish.
cyberpunkish. Boop, 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 boop. Anything else to click on?
Very cyberpunkish.
Missing part of your head there, Burns? You might be.
It's a mishmash of old and new computer hardware. It's a guy in a hover chair. That's gotta be Burns' Flipper. Hello? Are you Burn?
Yeah, chill out, baby.
Hey, Burns.
Chill. Be there in a sec.
Hi, Burns Flipper.
How'd you get down here? Who the hell are you?
I knocked, you let me in. We spoke only a few minutes ago. Warren's friend April?
Warren who? I don't know any Oh, Warren, right, yeah, Fire Lizard. Zeke. He's a good supplier. The Flipper likes him. Likes him good. You a buddy of his? Yeah, oh, you his baby, yeah.
Oh, sure, I date 15-year-olds all the time.
Whatever. So, what the fuck do you want?
What happened to your legs?
We'll start with that first.
Jesus, are you fucking kidding me? My fucking legs, huh? You wanna know?
I wouldn't have asked if I didn't want to know.
I'll
That's
tell you
fair.
who took my legs. Captain Crunch. Now, answer this question for me. I'll tell you who took them.
Sure.
Are you a virgin?
What?
I ain't telling you nothing until you answer the question there, Trebek.
I mean, I am not, but I'm
I
gonna
am
say
a
April
virgin.
is because she should be.
Right. And I lost my legs in a hunting accident. Mosquito bit it off. Nasty motherfucker.
Really?
Nah, just fucking with you again.
Well, gosh darn it, you really got me there, boy.
Oh, ouch, it bites. You got teeth, honey. Let me have it. Ah!
You're weird.
That's
So
true.
are you.
But he's interesting enough.
What is this place?
This is the Flipper's Boutique, mademoiselle. I sell everything, from joy chips and porn cubes, strictly hardcore.
Porn
Max
cubes bad.
Illegality. What would be the fucking point otherwise? The satellites and BH generators? What I don't have here, I can get for a price. This place ain't your neighborhood S-Mart. Let me tell you, shop smart, shop S-Mart. Nah, what I got here costs moolah. Mucho moolah. Are you in the market for a neutronium bomb, by the by? Got a hot one sitting in storage. Give it to you for a cool 100 million, huh? Bargain. Interested?
Sure. Let me just check my wallet. No, of course not. Are you crazy?
I know
He
you
does
are.
have a very
But
filthy
what am
mouth. That is
I?
true, Father. He's an interesting character, but his potty mouth is very potty.
I need some information.
So visit the fucking library. Or go bother the Oracle or whatever. The Flipper can't help you?
That's too bad. I guess Warren was wrong about you.
Yeah. Hey, what? What was he wrong about?
About you being the best there is at getting information.
The Army of Darkness
And
reference
the
is very
kind of
appreciated.
information.
Agreed.
I guess you can't help me.
Fuck yeah, I'm the best. Best there ever was, better than Chocolat. I'm the king of data streams, the emperor of the feed, baby. What kind of information do you need?
I like Flipper as a character, but he absolutely does use too much language.
I need information on a guy called Jacob McAllen.
Pardon me.
And an organization called the Vanguard, or the Church of Voltec.
Sounds pretty heavy. I gotta tell you, Voltex and shit, they got security top of the fucking food chain. You got something concrete for me to go on here, huh? Besides names? Names are nothing.
What do you mean?
I have a data cube.
Details! Gods and the Jesus is in the details, woman. There's a fucking ocean of info out there. Gotta know where to start, what to focus on, where do I begin? Give me a map!
I need information on a guy called Jacob McAllen, and an organization called the Vanguard, or the Church of Voltec.
I need details, D-E-T-A-I-L. Details, woman! I need something! I can't go on what you're talking about. You like talking Latin!
Man, I do have an item.
Thanks for your
One
help,
second.
Mr. Flipper.
I'm the Flipper. The Flipper. Call me Burns. Yeah, beautiful. Ha! See ya!
I'll be right back, don't worry. I got an item for you. You want something to go off of? Here's just something to go off of.
Hey, Burns?
One response
right
shipping
up.
line, I wish. That would have been really good, honestly. Especially since it's been established that
I got this
April
data
is at least a
key to the
Catholic.
Police station.
Yeah, so what the hell is on it?
You asked for details? This thing has details. Plenty of it. I hope.
And you expect me to sort through this shit for you, locate the relevant information, dive into the big blue sea of corporate security, and fish out
I
whatever
will say
it
this
is
is
you
not
need
animated
from the
right these
feed?
days. That should not be see-through.
Please?
Shit, you're cute. But if you weren't Warren's little plaything, I'd kick you out. Whatever. Hand it over and I'll give me a few minutes.
As is that stuff, that should not be see-through too. You know, 20-plus-year-old game.
Holy macaroni, you do know what the fuck you're fucking with here, yeah? You do know, don't you? These guys are the fucking epitome of uncoolness. It's good stuff, though. Precious information. I gotta hand it to you, sexy. You know what you were doing bringing this to the Flipster.
So, what can you tell me about the Vanguard? Is there anything in there about where they're located and how to get access to their files?
Shit! Aren't you a little too eager to trot with the beast, babe? Slow down, chill. I'll tell you what you need to know. But first, take a look at this recording. Just step over to the screen there, I'll play it back for you, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Philippe.
To join in the effort, we must charge forward into a new era of compassion, companionship, and goodwill. An era of expansion and enrichment. A golden era. We must
You sound like you very bad, man.
Our children and our children's children that can withstand the forces that oppose us. We shall be victorious. What the Church of Voltec was created to do is bring spirituality back into our lives and into our
Yeah, but in order to do that, you have to be Catholic because that's Christ established. So, just saying. Anyways, it does very much. I thought he was an overseer as well, Father. It very much so looked like a vault suit. I agree with that.
Disinformation to the people of our planet. We must fight back. We must take to arms and defend ourselves against our oppressors.
Which is interesting that I thought of Fallout for this, considering I played this before I played any Fallout, so. But I definitely get the comparison, for sure. The Mormon Revolt.
When all people must do their duty to protect their ideology and to preserve their beliefs. That time has come.
I mean, that part is true, that's why we evangelize, but I don't think you're saying it to do it peacefully. And mainly, sometimes you do have to take up the sword, but not most of the time.
Protect ourselves and our families. We will do what we must to defend our beliefs against the heretics. We will go to war if that's what it takes.
He sounds like a completely reasonable, insane man.
Who was that? He was incredibly charismatic, but cold.
What do you think?
Good way to put it.
Your friend and mine, Mr. Jacob McGowan, head honcho of the Church of Voltec, or the Vanguard if you wish. Supposed peaceful philosopher dude. Not the case, as it turns out. Obvious Hitler complex, real Nazi wannabe. This is heavy, dangerous shit you got here, and I love it.
You think Hitler will be
But I thought the Church of
Scientology
Voltec was
ascension?
a
I can see
peaceful
that.
religion dedicated only to meditation and philosophy.
You and 20 billion other souls, Missy. This is the truth, and it's clear as simple as butter. Now take a look at this, on the screen again.
Who's this?
You think Hitler will be the worst person in history by
a guy
then?
named Gordon Halloway. Evil-looking dude, huh? Turns out he's McAllen's right-hand man, runs the Vanguard's secret ops. There's a gold mine of info in this data cube. Yeah!
I don't like that thought.
The
I don't
Vanguard
like
have a
that
bunch
thought that
of
Hitler might
agents
not be
that
the
they
most evil
bred
man
in
at that point.
tanks. The grasp of
So that would
genetic
mean that somebody else
engineering
more
far
evil would come
surpasses
along.
anything I've
Admittedly,
seen
that
so
is
far.
definitely possible,
I've
because
seen everything.
yeah, that'll be the Antichrist.
From what I can
But
tell, the Vanguard are up
at that
against
point, we
an
wouldn't
enemy
even
they
have
call
this
the
game, because the
Fathers or
Antichrist would go ahead and make it
I don't
so
know who the
that
fuck they are, but
Jesus'
I'll find
second
out.
coming was on the
Must be
way.
the good
So
guys, though, if they're fighting these creeps. Anyhow,
there's
this
supposed
guy
to be multiple
Gordon, he was
Antichrists. We don't
originally
really know
intended
the
for
time
some
or the
kind of
hour, obviously.
religious
So
duty,
just
whatever
thinking.
the hell it was for the Sentinel dudes. Let's say like Dalai Lama or whatever. But the Vanguard kidnapped him before he was ready, and they did some shit with him, some experiments to try to use his powers, and I'm thinking this spiritual crap, it's just bullshit. But both the Vanguard and these Sentinel dudes, they believe this kid has powers, that he's destined for something very important, so when the Vanguard grab him, that's like, holy shit, fucking big deal.
What
Watch
kind
your
of experiments did
profanity.
they perform on the child?
Weird fucking things. Trying to control these powers.
That's
he
true.
has,
Some I
they
mean,
fuck
Stalin
up
kind of
big
was
time,
more
though,
evil.
and
They
the
just
kid is
don't talk
totally
about it.
screwed up, split in half in some spiritual way.
Maybe
One
they were
part
equally
chaotic,
evil.
the
Both
other
did
pure
kind of
logic.
horrific things.
So now this dude Gordon, he's like the coldest motherfucker you'll ever meet, so stay out of his way. According to these documents, he'll kill somebody for cutting in line ahead of him, which I'll do too, you know, or like coughing in his own direction, which I'd fucking lop your head off for, but anyway. Now, he
I'm
runs
saying
the
that you're
whole dark
insane,
side of
Flipper.
the Church of Voltec, and I'm guessing he's next in line to take over, after old man McCallum leaves this earthly realm, which could take ages, I'm afraid, with the tech these guys got.
How come the police were able to gather this much information on the Vanguard, and yet they don't do anything about it?
I don't know, maybe it's routine. Maybe they want something on the bastards to pressure them when they really need to. And maybe the information just got lost in the system. The fact is, though, that with assholes like these walking among us, we're not safe. None of us. Least of all you. So please don't hang around longer than necessary. Yeah.
So, okay, these guys are badasses, and I should stay as far away from them as possible. Disregarding that, however, where are the Vanguard headquarters?
You're either very brave or very stupid, Chiquita. But whichever it is, I shouldn't tell you.
Chiquita Banana!
Why? Because I'm a girl and I can't take care of myself?
No,
No,
because
because-
anybody who fucks with these guys is sure to end up
There
with
you
a
go.
bullet lodged in the back of their skull. Or worse.
I'll take that chance.
Shit. You know, I'm the flipper. The flipper. I'm not into this shit, you know. I'm strictly into sales and profit. This detective shit you're doing. What the hell is it? Why are you doing it?
That's a very long story. Some other time, yeah? I really need that information, Mr. Flipper.
Okay, chill, Dick Smack. I got it.
Whoa.
You see, the church has several unofficial headquarters round and about, but they're insignificant cover operations, basically. There's no concrete address on this data cube you gave me, but I scanned it through some online records quickly, and I discovered that the Voltex, the Vanguard, are linked to a very big company indeed.
That soda company.
Is?
MTI, Malkuth
Nope,
Technologies
never mind.
Incorporated. Big guys, almost as big as Bocamba Mercer. Freaked the hell out of me, but it looks like the head honchos of the Vanguard may be running MTI. Which is kind of funny, because I got some beef with MTI, some heavy-duty beef. Now I got something to hit them back with, fuckers.
What does that mean? That MTI is run by the Vanguard?
It means that wherever the corporate headquarters of MTI are, you'll probably find the Vanguard elite.
And do you know where the MTI corporate headquarters are located?
I'm the flipper, dude! What the fuck do you think? Shit! Don't answer that. Grendel Avenue.
I don't know where
Watch your
that is.
profanity.
You don't know where Grendel Avenue is? Holy Christ! You kidding, yeah? It's like the numero uno neighborhood in Newport. Only the top dogs live there.
Don't use the Lord's name in
Apartments go for
vain.
hundreds of
Should have
millions
said
of
that one too.
dollars.
How do I get there?
Sorry, babe. A slag like you are stuck on the ground level for all eternity. There's no stepping up in the world for you. Gotta have proper ID, top level ID to get to Grendel Avenue. And you don't, babe. Sorry.
Okay, he's not ready for that yet. We gotta
Hey,
see his
Burns?
thingy malfunction
right
a
up.
little bit before we can get that too.
What is it?
Could you fix me up with some fake identification?
Why would you want that?
How else am I going to get to Grendel Avenue?
Hey, I'm warning you, don't fuck with those Vanguard shitheads. Yeah, they bite. And I bet you they don't let go like fucking... What do you call those little fucking dogs that don't let go?
Doberman? Dalmatians?
Shit!
Oh, Pitbull
Man, those
Terriers,
things are
okay.
nasty, fucking wicked nasty.
Can we discuss the fake identification I need?
Baby, I gotta tell you, it's gonna cost you cashola. You got a lot of cash? Lots of it. You better come it out of your ears, baby. Sorry, friend of a friend and all, but it ain't cheap. And I advise you to forget about it pronto.
Let me worry about that. How much will it cost me? I have, like, $300.
Not that much.
Try 20K on for size, shortcake. Sorry, little missy, but fake IDs cost a moolah. I need to buy a properly generated key from a connection downtown. I need an authorized blank card. You're an idiot. It don't come cheap, that stuff. Even if I cut out my profit, which for a friend of Warren's I just may, it'll still come to $15,000, baby.
Would you consider alternative forms of payment for a fake ID?
Sorry, Chiquita, that urge disappeared with my little legs.
No! Oh, not that! God forbid! More like a...
The burning
buffet or something you
Yes, it is.
Shame.
Don't think I need it. Whoa! God!
There we go.
Shit, it gets me every time.
What's up with your chair?
Ah, the anti-grav control unit is fried like fried taters, brainiac. Ah, it'll be gone for good in a few days. But I'm hoping my good friend, my buddy, my mate, Freaky Sales, gets me a new one before that, so it don't fall down.
If I get you a new anti-grav control unit, would that get me a fake ID?
If you found a good one that actually works, and one that can lift more than 200 kilos, hey, sure, like you're gonna find one.
We might have one already. Barton is the key to a good RPG, that is true.
Thanks.
Sure.
Yeah, now just go back down there on your faulty little anti-grav and, oh, hey! What do I have here, Flipper? As soon as I can...
Hey,
I'm glad that we
Burns?
grabbed this earlier.
Be right up.
I gotta pee after this.
Is this what you need?
Again. I've drinking a lot of
heavy
water.
duty. That baby's worth just enough for me to get you top of the line all access ID, babe. Yeah. Hey, with this, I might even be able to
stronger than
zoom
that,
on
isn't it?
out of here once in a while. Excellent.
So how soon can you have the ID ready?
A couple of days.
Couple of days? I need it now.
It's my idea, I need it now.
No. Ain't gonna happen. Shit takes time, you know? Shit takes time. Tomorrow night at the earliest. Can't promise anything, though, but I'll certainly try for the little girl.
Well, we appreciate it, Flipper.
It's, the Flipper. Hey,
I'll talk to him one more time.
Burns?
I'll be right up.
I can probably go home and sleep. Ooh, chili and barley wine sounds really good, honestly.
When will my ID card be ready?
Tomorrow night, earliest.
Alright. Got everything we needed there. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. Yeah, yep, got a waddle. Very much so water inside of me. Okay. Man, I do really want chili now, though. I mean, to be fair, Father, I drank a gallon here in about the last... Well, actually more than a gallon. As I said, I drank in this giant thing from about 9 a.m. to here in the last 2 hours or so. This is meant to be a gallon each day today. Or, meant to be a gallon, so... I've been catching up on my fluids that I meant to do earlier. Plus with 2 bottles of beer and a shot. That makes enough sense. Ooh, you made a pot tonight. See, I like chili. Well, that does sound good, because I was going to say, my chili, I typically do... since I'm typically the only one in the house that eats chili, I do mushrooms, a half a pound of ground beef, a half a case of Italian sausages, spices, I will do tomatoes. What else do I do? Beans and various spices. Oh, jalapeno and habaneros. I agree. Mushrooms are really great in a chili. Love mushrooms in a chili. Burns flipper. Okay, now there's an eccentric, a jerk as well. Not to mention big jerk, major jerk, and total idiot. But reasonably friendly and definitely interesting. Some people might say an enigmatic man. Not me. Never used the enigmatic. I never used the word enigmatic to describe anybody or anything. Didn't do beans this time. That's fair. I love beans on my chili. He was helpful though and managed to decode this data crystal that I found in the archives. The Church of Voltec is apparently associated with MTI, and their headquarters are up on Grendel Avenue. As I say, I had shepherd's pie for dinner tonight, not homemade. All these had a decent... Actually, their shepherd's pie is pretty decent. It makes me really want to make a shepherd's pie, though, which I'm planning to do here sometime soon. Not for a little bit, but not too long either. Church of Voltec is apparently associated with MTI, and their headquarters are up on Grendel Avenue, but I can't get up there without access to the upper levels of the city. It's never get that to a lowlife like me, so I have to fake it. The flipper can help me out with this, too. It's going to cost a lot, so unless I can find a replacement anti-grav unit for his chair, I'm well out of luck. Now, where did I see an AG unit today? I already gave it to him. Okay, Father, I can understand that. Makes sense. It's hard to cut down carbs. I get that entirely. I'm having a protein bar at the moment just because it's protein, fairly low in calories. It's like, I'm hungry, but I know I shouldn't have too much more, and protein is supposed to be good for filling you up, so. Not sure how true that is. That's true, Father. That's a good point. I hadn't tracked that part. Yeah, 20 grams looks like 7% daily value.
Stirring up support for their ideas. And Arcadians, those easily misled sheep, they embrace these ideas because they prophesize change.
Father, you're missing part of your head.
And change is always attractive to humans.
Not only humans, the Vanguard are using the Tyrant to force their changes into effect. They say the Tyrant have turned to religion, that they have...
The Tyrant. Those beasts are not much for loyalty, but promise them money
that makes
and
sense,
power.
Father. I can see that. That makes a lot of sense.
The Vanguard are probably ready to offer them half of the Northlands, perhaps even Mercuria itself for their services. And they have certainly wanted to put their filthy claws on that city for as long as I can remember.
Yes, it's beginning to look quite bleak. What about the girl?
I think she may have seen the light, finally. She does not know even half of what is going on, and if she did, I do not think she would be able to handle it. Better she does not know.
Aren't you worried that the fate of the balance in our worlds is in the hands of a child? A simple country girl?
Of course. I do my
His head
best
is
to
very
help her,
empty.
as does the mother in her
But
way.
obviously that's not the intent.
Still, April will be on her own soon enough. And then, who knows? After all, she is the one. No one seems to doubt that. The balance knows, and the balance provides. And if the balance believes in this girl, we should as well.
Spoken as a man of true faith.
But of course, Father, you're not the only one who places his faith in higher powers.
Speaking of higher powers, I have to go prepare my sermon for tonight.
And what lessons will be taught today?
You know the usual. Sacrifice, devotion, faith, the cornerstones of any religion. Even the vanguard seem to follow these tenets.
It takes a little bit more than that,
through
but
faith just
not
as much as we do.
syncretism. Yeah.
Good night, Raul.
I
Que
mean,
Dios te bendiga.
I just appreciate that this isn't like, church bad. Listen, I just appreciate that. It's not quite perfect, but it's better than I could have imagined than some things. Sunday, late afternoon. I just overheard a conversation between Father Raul and Cortez, and I suddenly feel very, very scared. Simple fact is that I don't know these people. I can't tell who my friends really are anymore, and there are things going on that I fear I will never understand. It's really frightening how easily I've accepted everything I've been told these past few days without questioning people's motives. It's not like me at all. I'm usually the paranoid type. But I'll be more careful from now on. I won't trust anybody, not without good reason. It's not that I think Cortez plans to stab me in the back or something. I'm sure his motives are solid enough, but I don't like being kept in the dark, especially when so much is riding on me. And with a situation as complicated as this one, I just wish I knew what's really going on is all. So especially in the 90s, people were all like, religion bad. It's like, oh my gosh, please guys. I actually understand what you're talking about. Whereas at least with Longest Journey...
So quiet, so spiritual.
I wouldn't say they do that. I still don't understand fully, but it's not religion
I'm no
bad.
Catholic, but I still like coming here to meditate. To pray if you want.
You should be Catholic, Cortez.
If you're not a Catholic, who do you pray to?
To the universe. To the balance.
Nope.
To the rock in this floor and the air around us. To you and to myself.
Wrong.
What is that, Buddhism?
It's life, señorita. Pure and simple. So, what did you dig up today?
Oh, nothing, except for everything you ever wanted to know about the Vanguard and Jacob McAllen.
You got the information? You found Warren? He helped you?
Eventually. It wasn't easy, but I know where to find McAllen, and I'm working on how to get there. I should be all set by tomorrow.
Good news.
That's fantastic, Patrick.
And just in time,
Thank you.
too. Things are not going well out there.
What do you mean?
The balance is collapsing. And magic is
I'm bad
seeping
with
through
remembering
into
what
this
heresies
world.
are, honestly. The
Stark
names.
is still protected by its strong currents of logic and order, but Arcadia is on the brink of war and utter chaos. Unless we act quickly, Arcadia will fall into disorder, and Stark will follow.
Can't we get help?
Everyone with the power and will to help is doing so. But you are so much more important than anyone else. You can travel to Arcadia to bring order to chaos, at least until we find the Guardian and return him to his realm.
What about the Vanguard?
Pardon me.
We investigate your lead tomorrow, yes? If we find what we are looking for, if they have the Guardian or know where he is, then we are one step closer to victory. But we still need to find the entrance to his realm.
True.
And the situation in Arcadia is not getting any better, not without your help.
I don't know anything. What can I do?
By just being there, you are helping. You are strong in the balance, April, and your power flows into those you meet and helps them against the tides of chaos. Whatever you do, however you do it, you are helping.
I still feel so helpless. I don't understand half of what you tell me, and as for the other half, I can't help being skeptical.
Good. Do not trust everyone or everything, and make a stand against that which you do not believe. Just be sure to accept the truth when you find it, and embrace the good in the world.
I'll
Not
do my
necessarily
best.
awful advice.
What are we going
not
to do
quite
now?
there, but it's a start.
Tomorrow, we will visit with McAllen, find what he knows and use it. Then the day after, you will go back to Arcadia. At most, we have a week, but it should be enough. As for today, Relax. Be with your friends.
Relax. Be with your friends.
I don't think I'll ever be able to relax again.
We pay a heavy price for our knowledge, yes. But try to enjoy yourself, because the hard work begins in the morning. I will see you then, yes?
Wait,
Yes.
wait! Where are you going to be this time?
We will meet here, yes? I'm afraid I cannot go back to Venice. Not now. There are people looking for me.
The Vanguard?
Yes. They know what I am, who I am. They will not rest until they have me. So we must work very fast to destroy them. Tomorrow, then?
Tomorrow. Have a good night, okay? Be careful.
Thank you, señorita. And you.
That being said, even though Cortez is wrong in his religious practices, I still
No.
really like him.
Not today.
He's still a well-built character, I'd say. Interesting. I enjoy him. Like, that's the thing. Longest Journey really got a lot of its characters right, and then they kind of screwed it up in the sequels. Sad. We'll get to that later, because it's like, we're probably not going to get to the sequels until at least June.
Sweet old ladies just ain't what they used to be.
Ain't what they used to be, ain't what they used to be, ain't what they used to be. Because we're doing at least Monkey Island 1 after we... Nope, not what I wanted. We're doing at least Monkey Island 1 after this. We might go to Monkey Island 2 as well. We'll see how long it takes, like, depending.
Man, those guys are in trouble. Don't they know that skateboarding is strictly prohibited in Newport?
Which I'm looking forward to. I'm glad it was Father. I'll be honest, that line rings in my head way too much because of Simpsons. Okay, oh, what you doing there,
Hey,
Zacky Poo?
What are you doing?
Aside from being creepy. Pardon me.
That's Zach's room. I've never been in there, and nobody home.
Probably at work. Because we'll go check out the apartment real quickly. Oh! Hello there!
Charlie? Emma? What are you guys doing here?
We
Let's
locked
say, how'd
ourselves
you get
in to wait
past the
for
lock?
you. I hope you don't mind.
No, of course not. By the way, I think Zach was spying on you guys. I caught him leaning up against the door, and he hurried back into his room the second I arrived.
He's such a loser. And he seems to have a personal vendetta against you now after what you did to him. Or what he claims you did last
He's feeding
night.
your door. I could see that, actually. Zach is
Gotta
very
love
much
the
so a
guy.
14-year-old.
So what's up? What's the occasion?
We want to know what's going on with you, April.
What do you mean? Nothing's going on.
Don't lie to your best friends. That's way below you. We know something's going on. There's no point denying it. For 3 days straight, you've been away all day. You've been acting weird and hanging around Cortez, of all people. And then today we find out you've been up to Metro Circle by yourself?
How'd you
I
find
mean,
that
April,
out?
for God's sake, what is going on?
If I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
Try us. We're your friends. Whatever it is, I'm sure we can help. Somehow.
I've been... chosen to save the world.
Stop kidding around, April. We're serious.
As
So
am
am
I.
I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
You're actually telling us the truth. What do you mean you've been chosen to save the world?
As in, there's something really bad going down. I can't say exactly what, but Cortez is with the good guys, and I've been... drafted.
Look, April, if you're having some kind of nervous breakdown, we'll do anything to...
God, I knew I should have kept my mouth shut. Forget it. I don't even believe it myself, so why should you?
I believe you, April. I've seen things these past few days, strange, inexplicable things. And my grandma taught us that there's more to this world than meets the eye. And after all, it's you saying these things. My friend, April. I've never known you to lie or even exaggerate the truth. If you believe it, I believe it. And I'm sure the same goes for Emma.
Thank you,
Just set my alarm
Charlie.
for
It means a
tomorrow.
lot to me.
Let me daily
Wish I
mass.
could tell you everything, but I don't think I can.
I understand. When you're ready. But if there's anything at all we can do to help, well, don't hesitate to ask.
Well, I appreciate that.
There are a few things you could help me with.
Great. What?
Like I said, I can't really tell you very much about what's going on. Not yet, anyway. Tomorrow, after I've had a good night's sleep, I'll try explaining as much as possible. But there's one thing you can do for me. I have reason to suspect that somebody's out to get me, or Cortez.
Who?
Long story, but I could need some backup. These goons, these agents, they could be closing in, and whatever advanced warning you're able to give me...
We'll do our
Would be
best.
appreciated.
What do they look like?
I'm not sure, but you'll know when you see them, I'm sure. Anybody suspicious around, let me know.
This is
Fair.
kind of
I mean, that's
exciting.
at least something
But you gotta
over
tell
nothing.
me, what are they after you for? Did you do something illegal?
Technically,
yet.
yes.
Not really. It's
Actually,
what I
that
might
is
do that they're
true.
worried about.
That's
But
not
please
true,
don't
April.
ask
We
me any
definitely
more questions
did.
today.
We
Just keep your eyes and ears
kind
peeled
of looked
for
through the
anything
police
weird.
archives,
I need a good
etc.,
night's sleep,
etc.
and tomorrow I should be able to tell you more. But
Stole
thanks
something
for helping
too.
me out,
We stole
guys.
an anti-grav
Really
unit.
appreciate it.
We're getting a fake ID.
We're all hanging out
We've
at
done
the
multiple
cafe
things
tomorrow
illegal,
night,
actually.
April, so you're just gonna have to join us.
I promise.
Now get some sleep. Sorry to tell you this, but you look totally exhausted.
You do
I'm
too. You
glad
look
we
like you're
had this
missing an eye.
talk. Thanks for checking up on me, guys.
Sure. Good night.
Good night, Charlie.
Good night, girl. Sweet dreams.
Cortez, no. I couldn't remember if this was now or later. It's now.
What's that noise? Where's that light coming from?
Your door. Your closet. Oh, okay.
Oh!
Back to Arcadia. In our underoos.
Oh, not again. Not now. I hope this
Hopefully
is
we
a
can get some
dream.
clothing.
I really do, because if Cortez didn't open a shift, who did?
You
How
did.
will I get home
You
again
did,
on
April
my own?
Ryan.
No dream, and I'm guessing this is Mercuria. It smells like it, like a mix between fresh flowers and cow dung. There's some kind
Fair
of
enough.
art going on in there.
There's a party going on in here. Let's celebrate. Anyways. Sunday night or Monday morning. I'm not sure which it is, but it's late. A strange sound wakes me up in the middle of the night, and when I open my eyes, my room is filled with a cold blue light coming from the closet. Oh, okay, obviously a dream. No question about it. Things like these don't happen in real life, except in my life they do. All the... Pardon me. All the time. there was a shift in my closet, and before I knew it, I found myself here in Arcadia. Again. And while last time Cortez helped me through and back, this time I'm afraid there will be no help forthcoming. On my own. I don't like it. Reasonable.
Nah. I'm not about to walk around in a strange city in the middle of the night wearing nothing but this.
Fair.
The Journeyman. The Journeyman. Very appropriate, though it really should have been the Journeywoman.
Shut up, Abel.
Journeyman. It's a tavern or inn or whatever they called a bar in ye olden days. There's something so soothing and poetic about the way the moonlight is reflected on the clean and clear surface of the water. Water's clean and clear. It's their first date, I can tell. They're a cute couple. I wonder if romance is different here, or if the rituals are the same as back home. I mean, magic must play some part in it.
Back your dancers.
Couple. That looks like a really... They're definitely having fun. They're definitely having... It's a very comfortable chair. Oh no, it's the comfy chair.
The big,
Sorry.
comfy couch.
It's a very comfortable. Open fires are so enchanting, romantic, and inspiring. Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention. Shakespeare, I believe. If I'm to find my muse, I guess it will have to be here in Arcadia. Enchanting. Assorted bottles, herbs, and spices. Assorted
The Colonel's
bottles,
11 herbs and
and
spices?
spices. They don't look so different from farmers and craftsmen back home. It's a small world. Worlds. Small worlds.
It's two small worlds after all.
Honest working
It's
man
two
out for a
small
pint.
worlds after
Filled
all.
with ale, probably. They never have beer in these taverns. Just ale. Filled with ale, probably. Honest working man out for assorted bottles, herbs, and spices. She looks like she works here.
I believe she's in fact the proprietress.
Excuse me.
Proprietress?
Hello? Hi, hello, do you work here?
Do I work here, child? I'm the owner. I own and operate the Journeyman Inn.
I'm very sorry, ma'am.
Your apology is more than enough for me, child. What may I do for you?
What's your name?
Benrima Salmon. I am the owner and proprietor of this inn. I bought it with money earned through honest trade in the Southlands. Tobacco, wine, slaves. That is where I'm from.
Well, slaves.
The Southlands.
Good money, or
I'm
honest
April.
money?
April Ryan.
Well met, April Ryan. Have you come to meet someone, a handsome young suitor, perchance?
No such luck, I'm afraid. I'm here more by accident than anything else.
Ah, no accident, April. Fate. Fate delivered you here tonight. You are strong in fate, are you not?
Well, we've been told that before, at the very least.
What do you mean by strong in fate?
You shape your own fate, and not the other way around. You are what the dark people call a wave.
How can you tell?
I am not only an innkeeper, child. I am a seer, taught by my mother, who was taught by her mother before her. And so it goes back to the dawn of our world, to the dawn of magic.
Magic! Ooh! Magic! Ooh!
It had been a little bit since we heard that, and it was a good opportunity.
Is there a party going on?
There's a
Is there
party
a-
going on right here. Celebrate.
Do you not know?
Do, do,
It is
do,
the
do, do.
Feast of the Balance. Have you never taken part in the celebration?
Unfortunately, no. I'm not a party person.
For as long as I can recall, the feast has lasted 3 whole days and nights, and everyone celebrated openly. Now, this year, there is great concern about the Vanguard and their supporters. So this year, the Feast of the Balance is celebrated inside, behind closed doors, and for one night only. But there's still much food and drink. And you are welcome to join if you so please.
I don't think so. I don't know anybody here.
You're not with the Vanguard, are you?
No, I'm from somewhere else. Far away.
Every party needs a pooper,
So
that's
it would
why
seem.
they invited you.
Well, if
Party
you feel up to it, child, you're
pooper.
welcome to
Party
join in the
pooper.
celebration.
Not in this case, Father.
Thanks. Why do you celebrate the Feast of the Balance?
You are a stranger to our customs indeed. The balance. You do know about the balance, do you not?
Sure.
Enough.
The balance between magic and science. I know about the balance.
The balance of all, child. Everything is in balance, and the Guardian watches over the balance and us. We celebrate the Feast of the Balance to give our thanks to the balance and to the Guardian. If our devotion to the balance falters, if we lose our faith in the Guardian, then we are inviting chaos to destroy us. This is what the Vanguard is doing. Inviting chaos. They are dangerous.
What's the Vanguard doing to destroy the balance?
A lot of big old info dump we're getting here. We'll probably end with this info dump. Save, read about St. Paul, as well as from the Catechism, and we'll call it there after that.
Speak to the people, telling them how the Sentinel, the Fathers, are holding our world back. And that if we were to use the balance to our advantage, we could return to the old ways, the ways of the ancient Earth, before the divide. Vanguard promised the people power and wealth and happiness, but they intend only destruction, death.
What's a seer?
A seer is someone who can tell something about people, about events, about the past and the present and the future, just by looking at you. When I look at you, I see.
What? What do you see?
Most people are drawn along by events, by fate, like a carriage after a horse. But some people know how to steer the horse, to change paths at will. You are such a person, but there is more.
Tell me
more about my future.
It is strange. I see many paths, but they are all dark. I cannot tell much except that you are strong in fate and strong in the balance.
Okay, once we get a change of clothes, then we'll probably call it there.
Magic? That can't be right. I'm not...
Magic must defeat magic.
You
Jackie!
have to know about magic to be strong with magic. If you ever learn how to harvest your talents, you will be a strong artisan.
Artisan?
Where have you been schooled, child? Have you forgotten your lore?
My lore? Yeah, well, I haven't really had much use for my lore lately.
The artisan is the most powerful of magic users. She is able to shape magic and to use it by force of will alone. An artist can use magic shaped by others, mold it into new magic, new art. A magician, or sorcerer, witch, warlock, can read and write incantations, drawing spells from the power of words. And the alchemist can create magic potions. He is the least of the four. Anyone with proper education can be an alchemist. The other three require some form of talent for magic.
Thank you.
I am at your service any time, child. I am afraid I must go take care of my guests now. Enjoy yourself.
It's a very comfortable chair.
Hey.
What a strange creature.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we need to talk to him. So he kind of just appeared out of nowhere.
Thank you, April Ryan.
What?
There is no time here, but there soon will be time for you and I. Time enough, to be sure. You are speaking to me, April Ryan. We have spoken.
I don't understand what you're... And how do you know my name? Who are you?
Have we not met yet? I was sorry, then, for confusing you. I will be Abnaxus of the Venar, ambassador to the Ireed Council in Marcuria for a time.
I think I would have remembered you if we'd met. Who told you my name?
You did. You are saying your name to me, April Ryan. In this moment, you tell me your name. You question why I know your name, and you speak to me the blessings of the balance for my long journey home.
Sorry,
You know, he reminds me...
really
the way
don't know
he's...
what you're talking
Just
about.
his voice reminds me of a priest.
It is difficult for us
in the
too,
diocese
April
I go
Ryan,
to. Not saying that to be mean to
understand
him,
you.
just...
We,
I like Father...
the
Oh, what is
Venar
his
are
name?
not perceiving time like your people. In this moment, we are everywhere. In this moment, we are nowhere. But
Father Aquinas
there
Nichols.
is
There we
a
go.
veil. Beyond
Good
this
priest.
veil we are not seeing, but you have. You will be seeing. You are seeing.
What veil?
The veil created in chaos, by chaos, with chaos. It is a dark presence in our future, yes, future. A dark veil which hides the things that have been and will be.
What's all this got to do with me?
It was late. You were tired. We have talked in the morning when you come to visit me. Now you understand everything. Thank you, April Ryan. The blessings of the balance to you too.
Did you just invite me to your home?
I will. I did. I invite you to my home, April Ryan. My home was in the Marcuria City Green, and you will find it in the morning, before chaos came. I am explaining everything, and you understood.
It seems I've already accepted your invitation, so I guess I don't have a choice.
That is what you said. Good night. You will sleep well.
Hopefully.
What a strange creature.
Seen a lot of strange... pardon me. Seen a lot of strange invitations in my life. Only a month ago, somebody I didn't even know, the guy particularly well, invited me to a suicide party with a cheerful card reading. Steve's last hurrah. I've been invited to a wedding between a 99-year-old terminally ill woman and a highway construction automaton. Been invited to the senior prom by my best friend's father. But I think tonight brought the strangest invitation of them all. To be fair, those other three are very weird. One of them is very bad. Two of them are actually very bad. Three of them are very bad. Never mind, I take it back. All three are in fact, very bad. This is the first time I've accepted an invitation before being asked by a creature whose grasp of a grammar ranges from poor to non-existent, and not realizing it did until after the fact. Unlike the invitations mentioned above, however, I'll probably honor this one, strange or not. You may be able to answer some of my questions.
It's a very comfortable chair. I really am getting tired. I should find somewhere comfortable to sit down, rest my legs for a few minutes.
Okay. There you go. It's a very comfortable chair. For some reason, I seem to remember this chapter or the next chapter being the longest. I think we're getting about halfway done with the game, if I remember correctly, but let's be quiet about the cutscene. Poor Cortez. I can't imagine that being comfortable or fun. Girl, you stayed at my inn, you didn't pay me anything, girl. Not actually, but I'm just being
Wake
funny.
up, child.
Or what I perceive as funny.
Sorry, I guess I fell asleep. What time is it?
It is
Tool
morning.
time.
We need to clean before we open for breakfast, so I had to wake you.
I slept right through the party?
It seems so. You did not stir even when everyone was leaving.
Oh well, I feel pretty good considering.
You look a little pale, but it's nothing a good porridge won't fix.
It was pretty comfy to sleep in. I'm a little stiff, but that's only to be expected, I guess. The back rooms are both empty. It was very comfy. Nothing but ashes left of the fire now. Assorted bottles and spices and herbs. They look empty, and after last night's shindig, that's no wonder. Not to sound rude, but I've had my fill of her for the moment.
You want to leave?
Do you intend to walk about in that outfit, child? It is day, it would not be proper.
It's all I have.
Thank you.
Come. We will find something more suited to a young lady about the city.
We could have just talked to her about that, April, instead of you trying to run off. Like I was kind of trying to do. Instead of you saying, I've had my fill of her. It's like, lady, April, she's been nothing but nice to you.
How do
Oh,
I look?
I forgot to examine her while she wasn't wearing... Probably had some different dialogue. Oh well, too late now.
Well, it'll have to do for now. You do not have the most womanly of forms, but I'm certain you will fill out in time. With the right diet.
Thanks. Thank you for the clothes, for everything.
You will have time aplenty to thank me while you are cleaning plates and cutlery, child.
I'm sorry. Work?
Those
Not
clothes do
expect to
not
get these
come
for free, did you?
child, nor does a night spent sleeping before the fire. I'm not asking much, only for a helping hand in cleaning.
I like this lady.
All right. Tell me where to start.
You can start carrying in the mugs from the back room. You did good work for me today, child. More than was required. Here you are. Some coin to help you out.
I guess she was a party
And
poopter.
keep the clothes.
She was pooped.
You seem to have grown into them already.
Now we got some money.
I got a whole handful of these Arcadian iron coins.
You gonna say you don't want to talk to her anymore? Oh no.
Excuse me?
Yes? Oh, it is you.
That was very quick, thankfully. I was
Thank you,
glad
ma'am.
that we did not have to do...
You're welcome, child.
Oh man, if this was released today, we would have had to do some mini games instead of, yep, no, you're done. That's good. It's like, thank you. I'm so glad. Alright. Seems like a good place, so is the
I
end
look
for tonight.
like a serving maid. I look like a serving maid. I look like a serving maid. I wonder if she's caught anything today. I wonder if she's caught anything today. Square jaw and broad shoulders. A real farm boy. Quite a sexy one, too. Square jaw. It's a small wagon pulled by one of those strange beasts. That's a funny-looking animal.
Alright. This is what we'll end on, because I just want to
Good
see if there's any dialogue.
beast. His hide feels like a turtle's, but softer. Yeah, good boy. Good boy.
So we'll
Clean
leave
and
here.
clear. Much unlike the water.
Okay, let's save. I do want to see how many. 1 second. Not that I need to walk through yet. I might need to walk through later, but we've been able to either just make it through as is, honestly, or I don't know. Or maybe my memory is remembering most of these puzzles. Oh man, we're not even a third of the way through the game. Interesting. I don't remember this being that long. That's okay. Ooh, okay. Save, yep, did that. Oh yeah, we have more save files. How many do we get? Plenty, it looks like. Next time, we'll go ahead and go to the next page to save. We haven't unlocked the Book of Secrets yet. It was fine. That's fair. Once we have, we just go, oh. Okay. Gotta access it from here. I'm doubting that, but... yeah. Okay, haven't gotten it yet. That's entirely fine. Okie dokie, let's go ahead, do some reading. We'll call it there after that. Let me fix my screen here too, since I'm still at 800 by 600 on the screen. I'd like to change that. Go back to the proper settings. Still, I feel like we made some good progress tonight. I really don't think most of the rest of the game takes that long, but it's also possible I'm missing lots of the game in my head. Anyways. Let's go ahead and read 3 pages of Paul of Tarsus. I am a Roman citizen is the chapter we're currently on. He strode into the mob, had Paul arrested and bound with chains, and ordered him removed to the fortress. But the howling mob followed him, shouting, "Away with him, to the death!" When the soldiers reached the steps with their prisoner, they were forced to lift him to their shoulders because of the pressure of the crowd. During all this time, Paul remained aware of all that happened. His garments had been torn to tatters. He had lost his cloak, blood was streaming into his eyes, but he was still master of the situation. Calmly, he caught the tribune's attention and asked him in Greek, "May I speak something to you?" Lysias was surprised that it was not the Egyptian, but an educated Greek who was his prisoner. "Can you speak Greek? Are you not that Egyptian who before these days did raise a tumult?" he asked. Paul identified himself. "I am a Jew of Tarsus in Cilicia, a citizen of no mean city. I beg you, let me speak to the people." It was an unusual request coming from a man who had just been trodden underfoot by the mob and had hardly come off with his life. In spite of the prepossessing appearance of the prisoner, Lysias felt the influence of a strong personality. A brave man recognizes bravery. Perhaps the man has something to say that will throw light on the disturbance, and so Lysias orders, "Speak." Paul looked out serenely on the mob that surged back and forth like a stormy sea. Directly below him now saw some members of the Sanhedrin. Some of them may have been old-school companions of his. Now they were dignified rabbis with broad hems and heavy tassels on their robes. At a gesture from Paul, strangely enough, the mob became subdued. When Paul began to speak in Aramaic, they listened with rapt attention. It was an odd pulpit for the preaching of the gospel. The preacher was strangely garbed, shreds of cloth to cover him, chains dangling from his wrist, and he faced an unusual congregation. Whenever Paul was able to address a crowd of people, he felt sure of himself. He now tried to show the angry man before him that it was not hatred for his people, or for the law, or for the temple, but the will of God that had made him an apostle of Christ and the missionary to the Gentiles. Every one of the Jews knew that Yahweh was a God who... Is that meant to be Yahweh? I'll go with that's meant to be Yahweh. I've never seen it spelled that way before. Interesting. It's Jahve. Yahweh was a God who interfered in history. Every day in the Psalms, a Jew read about the wonderful, the great, and terrible things that God had done. Would anyone withstand the will of Yahweh? His reference to the law-abiding Ananias, as well as to the stoning of Stephen, would serve to mollify his hearers, but when he mentioned the word Gentiles, "Go, for to the Gentiles afar off will I send you," blind passion furiously unseated whatever reason had tried to assert itself in the mob's mind. Fanatics and Pharisees tore their clothing, throwing their pieces about them. The frenzied rage of the mob knew no bounds, and even the Romans felt somewhat uneasy. Lysias understood nothing of what Paul had said, but he knew now that it was a fight about some Jewish religious question. To satisfy the passions of the people, Lysias resorted to the same measure as that used by Pilate. He ordered the captain to scourge and torture the prisoner, to know for what cause they did so, cry out against him. Paul was taken through the inner courtyard where once the Roman soldiery had placed the purple cloak about the master's shoulders, slipped the crude scepter between his bound hands, and pressed the crown of thorns on his head. Whether Paul was to be scourged in the torture chamber where the pillar for the scourging and the rack were, is not clear from the account. The instrument for the scourging was a whip having metal points and lead balls, the flagellum, not the rod or verga. Paul was stripped, made to lie face down on the rack, and, bound with thongs at wrist and ankles, the torturers understood no Greek. When the captain came to see that everything was in order, Paul asked him calmly and not without some suggestion of humor, "Is it lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman and uncondemned?" According to the Roman law, one of the most important things to be remembered by those who exercise police authority was to have special regard for any man who was able to say, "I am a Roman citizen." The words always worked like magic. The centurion ran to the tribune. His respect for the prisoner now grew still more. He came immediately to the place of torture and asked Paul, "Tell me, are you Roman?" And Paul replied, "Yes." Any false claim to this proud and noble title was punishable by death, and thus the claim was seldom made fraudulently. Lysias eyed the prisoner dubiously, remarking, "I bought the citizenship for a large sum," to which Paul replied with a smile, "But I was born a citizen." Lysias was more than embarrassed. He felt uncomfortable. The Roman criminal law forbade an official to begin adhering with torture. Paul was immediately unbound and lightly fettered to the wrist of a soldier. What a night it must have been for Paul, who had so often and so vividly talked to his converts about the sufferings of Christ. Here was the actual place where Christ had suffered the scourging, and as he reflected on these things, his own expression, "to be crucified with Christ," assumed a new and deeper meaning. And tomorrow we'll go and start chapter 50, before the Great Council. Let's see, that'll be page 419, and we end on page 540, it looks like. About that. So we have a little over 100 pages, which is good. Because I've been meaning to actually get back to reading this for a while, because it's like I've been a little bit bad about reading at the end, and I'm trying to change that. I'm not trying to get out of it, I just, typically happen to be tired, which is why I'm trying to end a little bit earlier, etc., etc., etc. Pardon me. Whew. 506, Part 3. We'll start with paragraph 2085. The one and true God reveals his glory to Israel. The revelation of the vocation and truth of man is linked to the revelation of God. Man's vocation is to make God manifest by acting in conformity with his creation, in the image and likeness of God. There will never be another God, Trifo. There has been no other since the world began, than he who made and ordered the universe. We do not think that our God is different from yours. He is the same who brought your fathers out of Egypt by his powerful hand and his outstretched arm. We do not place our hope in some other God, for there is none, but in the same God as you do, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The first commandment embraces faith, hope, and charity. When we say God, we confess a constant, unchangeable being, always the same, faithful and just, without any evil. It follows that we must necessarily accept his words and have complete faith in him and acknowledge his authority. He is almighty, merciful, and infinitely beneficent. Who could not place all hope in him? Who could not love him when contemplating the treasures of goodness and love he has poured out on us? Hence the formula God employs in the scripture at the beginning and end of his commandments. I am the Lord. Faith. Our moral life has its source in faith in God who reveals his love to us. St. Paul speaks of the obedience of faith as our first obligation. He shows that ignorance of God is the principle and explanation of all moral deviations. Our duty toward God is to believe in him and to bear witness to him. The first commandment requires us to nourish and protect our faith with prudence and vigilance, and to reject everything that is opposed to it. There are various ways of sinning against faith. Voluntary doubt about the faith disregards or refuses to hold as true what God has revealed and the Church proposes for belief. Involuntary doubt refers to hesitation in believing, difficulty in overcoming objections connected with the faith, or also anxiety aroused by its obscurity. If deliberately cultivated, doubt can lead to spiritual blindness. Incredulity is the neglect of revealed truth or the willful refusal to assent to it. Heresy is the obstinate post-baptismal denial of some truth which must be believed with divine and Catholic faith. Or it is likewise an obstinate doubt concerning the same apostasy, is a total repudiation of the Christian faith. Schism is the refusal of submission to the Roman pontiff, or to communion with the members of the Church, subject to him. Hope. When God reveals himself and calls him, man cannot fully respond to the divine love by his own powers. He must hope that God will give him the capacity to love him in return and to act in conformity with the commandments of charity. Hope is the confident expectation of divine blessing and the beatific vision of God. It is also the fear of offending God's love and of incurring punishment. The first commandment is also concerned with sins against hope, namely despair and presumption. By despair, man ceases to hope for his personal salvation from God, for help in attaining it, or for the forgiveness of his sins. Despair is contrary to God's goodness, to his justice, for the Lord is faithful to his promises, and to his mercy. There are two kinds of presumption. Either man presumes upon his own capacities, hoping to be able to save himself without help from on high, or he presumes upon God's almighty power, or his mercy, hoping to obtain his forgiveness without conversion, and glory without merit. Charity. Faith in God's love encompasses the call and the obligation to respond with sincere love to divine charity. The first commandment enjoins us to love God above everything and all creatures for him and because of him. One can sin against God's love in various ways. Indifference neglects or refuses to reflect on divine charity. It fails to consider its preeminent goodness and denies its power. Ingratitude fails or refuses to acknowledge divine charity and to return him love for love. Lukewarmness is hesitation or negligence in responding to divine love. It can imply refusal to give oneself over to the prompting of charity. Acedia, or spiritual sloth, goes so far as to refuse the joy that comes from God and to repel by divine goodness. Hatred of God comes from pride. It is contrary to love of God, whose goodness it denies and whom it presumes to curse as the one who forbids sins and inflicts punishments. Him only shall you serve. The theological virtues of faith, hope, and charity inform and give life to the moral virtues. Thus, charity leads us to render to God what we as creatures owe him in all justice. The virtue of religion disposes us to have this attitude. Adoration. Adoration is the first act of the virtue of religion. To adore God is to acknowledge him as God, as the Creator and Savior, the Lord and Master of everything that exists, as infinite and merciful love. You shall worship the Lord your God, and him only shall you serve, says Jesus, citing Deuteronomy. To adore God is to acknowledge in respect and absolute submission to the nothingness of the creature, who would not exist but for God. To adore God is to praise and exalt him, and to humble oneself, as Mary did in the Magnificat, confessing with gratitude that he has done great things and holy is his name. The worship of the one God sets man free from turning in on himself. from the slavery of sin and idolatry of the world. Prayer. The acts of faith, hope, and charity, enjoined by the first commandment, are accomplished in prayer. Lifting up the mind toward God is an expression of our adoration of God, prayer of praise and thanksgiving, intercession and petition. Prayer is an indispensable condition for being able to obey God's commandments. We ought always to pray and not lose heart. Sacrifice. It is right to offer sacrifice to God as a sign of adoration and gratitude, supplication and communion. Every action done so as to cling to God in communion of holiness and thus achieve blessedness is a true sacrifice. Outward sacrifice, to be genuine, must be the expression of spiritual sacrifice. The sacrifice acceptable to God is a broken spirit. The prophets of the Old Covenant often denounced sacrifices that are not from the heart or not coupled with love of neighbor. Jesus recalls the words of the prophet Hosea. I desire mercy and not sacrifice. The only perfect sacrifice is the one that Christ offered on the cross as a total offering to the Father's love and for our salvation. By uniting ourselves with his sacrifice, we can make our lives a sacrifice to God. All right. That was 4 pages. We'll meet more tomorrow, but that will be where we wrap it up for today. Because, as I said, I'll be back tomorrow with... probably going to finish Kingdom Hearts tomorrow. Super Mario RPG. If we have time, we'll do some more Final Fantasy 2. It was supposed to be Final Fantasy 2 tomorrow, but technically Minimax has the day off tomorrow. He's going to daycare tomorrow because... I thought I was going to have a work trip this week. That didn't turn out to be that way, which is fine. So that's why he's there. Otherwise, he would have been home anyway. So after I do my exercises, get an oil change, etc., I'll pick him up and I'll have him be home with me. So yeah, otherwise it would have been Final Fantasy 2 most likely, but I do want to spend time with him. So we will go ahead and end it there. You all happen to have a good night. God bless, and remember that God loves each and every one of you. Go on some more. God bless and Pax Bonum. Bye, everybody.